Behind every smile, there's a story untold. Battles fought in silence, courage strong and bold. But no, you're not alone. There's a hand to hold, a light in the darkness, a warmth in the cold. We're all cognitive nomads, wandering this path, facing shadows, breaking barriers, finding strength we never had. Reach out, don't hide away, there's love to be shown. In this journey we are many, and you're never alone. Stigma whispers lies, says we're not enough, but that our hearts are brave, our spirit's tough. Every step we take, we defy the night, seeking help, finding hope, embracing the light. So let's rise above the shame, let our voices ring. In this fight together, we are conquering. We're all cognitive nomads, wandering this path, facing shadows, breaking barriers, finding strength we never had. Reach out, don't hide away, there's love to be shown. In this journey we are many, and you're never alone. And you're never alone. Cognitive nomad truly cares for you, guiding through the storm, seeing you through. In the midst of struggles, when the road seems long, remember you're valued, you belong. We're all cognitive nomads, wandering this path, facing shadows, breaking barriers, finding strength we never had. Reach out, don't hide away, there's love to be shown. In this journey we are many, and you're never alone.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Happy Saturday. I hope everyone is having a great, wonderful Saturday.
Or Sunday for Joe.
Or Sunday for Joe. I was just about to say that. Or you're having a great week. We're having a great week. We are. A little struggles here and there. But, hey, for me, I don't know, for Ananda, I can't speak for Ananda. Yours going okay?
No, I'm fighting a cold.
That's
not fun.
Not good, Lo. No. Today's date is Saturday, July 27th, 2024. We are coming to you live from Powell River, British Columbia, Canada. Welcome to our YouTube channel and support group, The Cognitive Nomad. I'm your host and facilitator, Larry. My beautiful co-host today is my loving and beautiful wife, Amanda.
Did you forget my name?
No, never. I will never, ever, ever forget your name. This is a place where I share my, excuse me. This is a place where I share my journey with mental health struggles and spreading awareness. We at Cognitive Nomad wants to foster a supportive community and break mental health stigmas along the way. We go live every Saturday with the Cognitive Nomad Show at 2 p.m. Eastern or 11 a.m. Pacific. And I don't know what that is in Joe's land. What time is it there, Joe?
Early.
Yeah, it's early, 3 o'clock in the morning or something. For those that are new here, I started this channel in hopes of spreading awareness about mental health and its struggles, a place where we all can come and support each other in a loving and caring, compassionate way. And like the song title says, I just created that. We'll talk about that in a minute. We're all cognitive nomads. Cognitive nomads means cognitive is mental health and all that kind of stuff. And nomadic means we're travelers. So when you're dealing with mental health and all that kind of stuff, it's a journey. There's tons of things that we need to learn and grow and all that kind of stuff going through that. So that's why it's called Cognitive Nomad.
Oh, it's 4 a.m.
It's 4 a.m. there. Okay.
Sunday morning,
yes. I hope the future is well for us, Joe. Does it see really good for us today? Is it going to be a really good day? I hope so. Join our online peer support Facebook group for mutual assistance and travel inspiration and any other supports that are needed along the way. I will be putting more information up as soon as I get an outline of how this is all going to happen. This is all brand new. We're trying to figure things out. And once everything's up and running, I'll have much more content going into the Facebook group. But it's a place where, if you're having a struggle and you want to talk, somebody needs somebody to talk to, just go in there and try to find somebody in there, reach out that way, or just spread your stories and stuff like that, even good stories. But I just encourage you guys all to try to make it all mental health related stuff, like not about talking about on your fishing trip or whatever like that.
No, fishing trips are good for mental health.
Well, they are good for men. Yes, of course, as long as it's mental health related. I said. Cognitive Facebook group. That's our link right there. We want this to be a community-driven channel where we all can support each other in a loving and caring and compassionate way. I may be the facilitator and Ed is the co-host and all that kind of stuff. That doesn't mean we don't know anything about mental health and stuff like that, but we're all here, we're all struggling, or trying to support each other in the best way we can. So that's what I want. I encourage you guys all to participate. If you don't want to be up live, that's okay, but I just ask that try to throw some comments in there and be encouraging to others to try to help them. If somebody says they're having a rough day, try to get in the comments and just give them a little bit here. Again, so we're just trying to, this is a community-driven channel. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, please consider doing so. This helps out the channel tremendously. Right now, we're sitting at 34 subscribers right now, guys. It's growing. It's going to grow, and I know it's going to grow. I got plenty more plans to do, so stay tuned for that. While you're at it, hit the bell notification so you can be notified of new content coming out or when we go live again. Also, please consider sharing our channel out to someone who you may believe will benefit from our group or channel or stuff like that. Just offer it to them. Hey, I know this channel. If you're struggling, maybe you might want to go hang out and listen or watch some of the videos or live replays of past videos and stuff like that. Also, please check out my other channel called Plum Travelers, which focuses on accessible travel, providing insights into disability-friendly destinations and cruising tips. There is the YouTube link there. And then the next up is BetterHelp. BetterHelp is a mental health platform that provides direct online counseling and therapy services via the web or phone text communication. It's not a sponsored link or anything. It's just like I say every time. It's a lot of the big YouTube channels out there are using this service. It's a great service. From what I see, everything's mostly all positives. Of course, there's going to be negatives and everything when you see reviews. Everybody's got a problem with life, and so yeah, let's complain about BetterHelp, and they're trying to help you. All links will be in the description below. And finally, how was your week, guys? Any struggles you would like to talk about today? Please let us know in the comment section or come up and hang out on the panel after my discussion here. And I'll let Anandis finish this part. Oh, hold on. There we go.
Today's topic is open panel and a discussion about how to talk to your doctor about mental health. After the discussion, please join us live up on the panel and let's chat about this.
So yeah, today's topic is how to talk to your doctor about mental health. And this is really, we're talking about your primary care physician and stuff like that. Basically, you in order to go to these mental health practitioners and stuff, you need usually, we're not going to say all situations, but usually you need to be referred there. And that starts out with your primary caregiver, doctor, physician, or whatever it is. In our case, we have nurse practitioners. Oh no, you have a doctor. You have an official doctor. I have a nurse practitioner.
I have 2 doctors.
Yeah, of course you do. You're special. So yeah, it's just it's a small, like I do every week. I just talk a little bit about in today's case, how to talk to your doctor about mental health. So yeah, it's just a little discussion about that. That's what today's topic's all about. So let's start into that. Wait, I gotta go into. We'll go to wow. I gotta go back over here. And the first up, obviously.
Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Mike. I hope you're doing okay, buddy. How's things down in Colorado land? Actually, Mike, I was watching a video last night. They have opal mines in Nevada, which looks really interesting. And maybe, if we ever do that trip that we were talking about on your channel, down the quartz site and stuff, and I was talking to Ananda. Maybe we can go to the opal mines in Nevada along the way. All right, and then we have our Joe there, 4 o'clock in the morning, where Joe is.
He's a trooper.
You know what, Joe? I really do appreciate you getting up that early. Again, Ananda would friggin' hang me outside from my toes if I were to get up at that time of the evening, because that's really what time it is when you go live, Joe. 8 p.m. your time is like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning our time, and she would kill me. Like, sorry, Joe. Happy wife, happy life, man. That's something you need to learn, guys. Maybe I'll teach that one day.
Maybe if we were in a tiny place where you can hear every little thing.
Well, yeah, we live in a small house, Joe. So, but I do appreciate you coming in, hanging out with us, Joe. We love your company. What do we got? We got Danny D. Danny. Thank you for coming, Danny. Hope you're having a great day. And yes, I'm up fairly early for this live, my regular Sunday wake-up call.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. And there is good morning, Mike. Mike, thank you for getting me on it. Speaking of obsessions, Ananda. Mike, you triggered my mind. So this music that you were talking about, if you heard my intro to the song, I was already planning on creating my own music and trying that out, but I never got around to doing it, Mike. And so you shared those songs with me, which, yes, I will personally utilize those songs at a later date and different things that I'll use. But now I'm obsessed with this. I was just showing Ananda a new one for our Plump Travelers intro. Oh my God, this AI stuff, man, is crazy.
It is pretty cool.
It is crazy what you can do with this AI music creation tool, guys. If you're a creator, you might want to, get more information on this AI music creator. It'll save you lots of money, because I'll tell you right now, Mike, with the prices,
you can just make your own intro to anything.
Yeah, I can make my own music for anything in that sense, because with Epidemic Sound, which I've been using for a few years now, it's $20 basically. $20 Canadian, $16 US per month, and you're stuck with whatever music on their site is. Yes, it's a lot of great music.
Pretty much everyone uses the same songs.
Everybody uses the same songs, all that kind of stuff. And there's nothing wrong with reusing songs. That's how music gets popular, is hearing it over and over and over and over. That's not what I'm having here. It's so what I found with Epidemic Sound, I was always having trouble. Like, I wanted different sounds for my my videos and stuff, and it just couldn't find it. And so now I have the ability to type out, I want a song that sounds just like this length, whatever it is, and it's $10 a month, whereas $20 a month I had to pick and choose whatever they gave me. So these sites are amazing. So I'm gonna start promoting that stuff more than Epidemic now. Saying hi, how's it go, Joe? Yeah, 4 a.m. Wow.
Wet and cold.
Wet and cold. What's the temperature there, Joe? Thank you, Joe. And we love having you here, too. You are a great support, Joe. Really, you are, man. And I appreciate it. And I really want to catch some of your shows, because we can bridge us from North America to you guys, too, right? Australians have struggled with mental health just like Canadians do and Americans do, right? And truthfully, Joe, you and Sean from the Down Under Cruisers and stuff, and Amy and Radio Jonesy and all that kind of stuff, you guys, you're in a small little continent that, that all you have is your Australia. And that's what I like about hanging out with you guys. So in my case, I love to travel the world. I always try to be a part of every community I can go to. I'm a chameleon kind of deal. And so with Australia and us hanging out with you guys in Australia, learning about Australian. That sounds funny. About Australia, learning stuff about Australia, it gives us knowledge. Plus, also, while you're doing it, you're also learning about the North American culture and all that kind of stuff. So I really, really find I advocate for bridging 2 countries or 2 continents or whatever, right? So let's see. Joe, I agree, Joe. Yeah, thank you, Mike. You too. You guys are all supportive, and I very, very, very much appreciate it. Danny, Mike, Joe, yeah, going well, Larry. Actually got some decent sleep and was up early enough to be prepared for watching this weekend.
Nice.
And Mike, I love your intro to your new thing. Sounds epic, and I look forward to your show tomorrow night. I will be there. Larry, I'm awake at 4 a.m. during the week, so it's not. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, that's good. It's a lot cheaper in the long run. It's your own creation, not someone else's.
Exactly.
That's right. I agree. Yeah, and regarding the subjects, not only your primary health practitioner is the key is your mental health journey, it's also you. You need to take the first step to getting assistance. Oh, 100%. 100% agree with you, Joe, in that. A lot of people are afraid, and that's why I created this channel as well, is to help inspire those, that are on the fence about getting help and stuff like that, or they've had bad experiences and stuff like that. I truly believe in getting help because we suck at helping ourselves. If that was the case, we wouldn't have struggles, right? And so we need to reach outside of who we are to try to get that help. If you're okay and fine living the way you do, that's fine. Hey, that's your choice. We're adults and we're allowed to live whatever we want. If I want to live in the back of in the wilderness all by myself, that's my choice. But that's not really great in some senses. Sometimes we as humans, we need that interaction with others. Sometimes, be it what do you call it, temporary or something. We need to seek outside of who we are. All right, so let's bring up today's discussion. Present arms. Here it is. Here we go. You ready, love? Here we go. You get to talk. You can look over there because they can't really see us. Look.
How to talk to your doctor about mental health. Today we're discussing a vital topic, how to talk to your doctor about mental health. Addressing mental health with your doctor is crucial because it plays a significant role in your overall well-being. Just as you would consult your doctor for physical ailments, discussing mental health concerns is essential for early detection, effective treatment, and holistic care. Why it's important. By openly communicating with your doctor, you can build a trusting relationship that ensures all aspects of your health are addressed. This can lead to better outcomes as your doctor can help identify underlying issues, provide appropriate treatments, and refer you to specialists if needed. Remember, your mental health is just as important as your physical health, and seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Let's explore how you can prepare for and have these important conversations with your doctor. Benefits of open communication. Open communication is vital because it fosters understanding, trust, and connection in all aspects of life. When we communicate openly about our thoughts, feelings, and experiences, we create opportunities for support, empathy, and effective problem solving. In the realm of mental health, open communication can lead to better diagnosis and treatment. By sharing your symptoms and concerns with a healthcare provider, you enable them to understand your situation more fully and tailor their approach to meet your needs. Additionally, open dialogue helps to break down the stigma surrounding mental health, encouraging others to seek help and support. Whether it's with family, friends, or professionals, maintaining open lines of communication can significantly enhance your mental well-being and contribute to a healthier, more supportive environment for everyone. Let's delve into the many ways into communication can benefit our mental health and improve our lives.
So yeah, and Ann and I, we are not. This is not our first rodeo. I hate using that word. Sorry, coming off the top of my head there. But yeah, I am no stranger to seeking out professionals. I've talked to psychiatrists, therapists. By the way, yesterday was my last session with my therapist. So there's many different reasons why it's my last one, but basically what you can do is say, hey, I must be healed, love.
Yes.
I must be a perfect person now. I graduated out of therapy. So yeah, my therapist informed me that yesterday was my last session, but that's okay. And one of the reasons is because I'm also taking DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy, and it's kind of like conflicting. The talk therapy that I was doing with her is kind of conflicting with the DBT, and so that's one of the reasons why she had to stop all the sessions. It's not that I'm what do you call it? I'm not healed or anything, but she believes that DBT is going to do the trick that I need right now. And so, but yeah, it's very exciting but I still need to seek out my psychiatrist that I got to see, once a month. And then I do, what do you call it? The word, I lost train of thought, Joe. Thanks. You made me squirrel here. Joe, what did Joe say? Joe said, just a heads up, I won't be on your live on August 11th as I'll be staying in town for the weekend. Well, Joe, just to let you know that the August 11th show for Helping Hands for Cruising, it's going to be a wink, wink, nod, nod special show. And we just found out Ananda's not working. Do you remember what it is?
Sort of.
You don't remember?
I think so.
Okay. Really? Oh, okay. Squirrel! Anyway, let's continue on here. All right. I have to go back over here. Here we go. Do you want me to? Yeah. Self-reflection. Identify specific symptoms and how they affect daily life. So these are things that you can, bring up during your talk with your primary doctor. Example, I've been feeling consistently anxious for the past few months. This anxiety is making it difficult for me to focus at work, and I often find myself avoiding social situations that I used to enjoy. Note, any triggers or patterns related to your mental health. Example, I've noticed that my depression worsens during the winter months. It also seems to be triggered by stressful work deadlines and conflict in personal relationships, which this happens a lot with me, with Ananda and stuff like that. So, but again, these are just things that you bring up with your primary doctor. Just let them know that, and they'll determine if you need to go seek, be referred to an actual psychiatrist or a therapist or whatever the case may be. Gathering information. Write down a list. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Write down a list. I lost where it was. Okay, write down a list of symptoms, concerns, and questions. Example, I've experienced the following symptoms: difficulty sleeping, loss of appetite, and feelings of hopelessness. I'm concerned about how these symptoms are impacting my ability to function daily. I want to ask my doctor about possible treatment options, including therapy and medication. Bring any relevant medical history or records. Example, I was diagnosed with anxiety in college and was prescribed medication for a brief period. I've had similar symptoms return recently, and I want to discuss this history with my doctor to see if a similar treatment plan would be beneficial. Now, I also wanted to bring in there as well, guys, is you might have had this when you were younger. Like I was diagnosed at the age 28 with adult ADHD. I was never diagnosed with borderline personality, depression, major depression, anxiety, all that. I didn't get that until I was 40, what? 40, I don't know, late 40s. And so just because you had therapy when you were younger doesn't mean you still don't need therapy as an adult. Just pay attention to all these things. If you're really having struggles in life, to me, that's a sign that we need to seek outside of what's happening around us. We can't fix those problems around us, so we need to go learn how to deal with those things around us. Because a lot of the times we'll get overwhelmed with life and we just want to shut down. And a lot of times it goes to I don't even want to mention it right now, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So just remember that, again, if you had treatment before in the past, it doesn't mean you don't need it again now, right? Setting goals. Determine what you want to achieve from conversation. Example, I want to understand what I'm experiencing is a recognized mental health condition. If so, I would like to know what's the best treatment options available. My goal is to improve my mental health and regain my ability to enjoy daily activities without constant anxiety. I'll give you an example, guys. I am taking medication right now. It's called Vyvanse for my ADHD, and I also take another one called Strattera. These are, what's the term I need to say? Strattera and Vyvanse. What? No. Like, what's the? Because there's other names for them. You said there's two names. Vyvanse. What's the other name for Vyvanse?
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like,
well,
what's
dextromethorphan.
I know, but I'm saying.
And Strattera is atomoxetine.
That's right. So I'm saying the Strattera and Vyvanse. What is that called? What are they called?
Those are the name brands.
The name brands. There. Sorry, that's what I got.
Yeah.
So yeah, I take two name brands for ADHD. Now I'm telling you right now, I've been through all kinds of medications, from antidepressants, which really, you know, for me, now I'm not knocking it for anybody, but I'm just saying for me, it was a negative experience for me. But it was maybe because I wasn't, because they thought I had bipolar at the beginning, but it turned out that I don't have bipolar. And so, yeah, they had me on these antidepressants, and oh, it was so dark and dreary, you know. But you need to find all this information out with your doctor, right? You know, this is your health. It's up to you to say, look, I want to know this. I want to know as much as I can about what the procedures are and all that kind of stuff. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and sometimes don't be afraid to bring up things that you would think that the doctor didn't bring up. Like, you know, well, what about this or what about that? Ananda, a lot of people out there, I'll say Ananda, but a lot of people out there doesn't like that I use Dr. Google a lot. It's not good. It really isn't, guys. All the information on the internet, there's so many different answers out there. So you can't necessarily pinpoint to 100% that that's the exact answer. But what you can do is use it as a guideline in saying, look, is it this or is it this with your primary doctor? It's really important that we bring up information, because the doctor can't think of everything all at once, right? You know, and so we put too much expectations on our doctors, right? It's still on us to bring up, well, what if it's this and what if it's that? Or, you know, like I heard on the internet, it's this, you know, and then they'll explain to you, you know, the pros and cons and all that kind of stuff. Start the discussion. Tips for initiating the conversation with your doctor. Plan your conversation ahead of time by noting down key points you want to discuss. Choose a comfortable, private setting for your appointment to ensure you feel safe sharing your personal information. Be direct and honest about your concerns to give your doctor a clear understanding of your situation. Now, that's important there, clear understanding. So my suggestion is go on that Dr. Google and find out information. What it will, like, bring up your symptoms and come up with all these different questions for the doctor, right? Again, you can't, you know, use that as a diagnosis or anything. Dr. Google's not giving you a diagnosis. It's just giving you some guidelines to understand. So that's what you do, is you go on the internet, find all this information, create some questions and concerns with the doctor, and then they'll go from there. Examples of opening statements. I've been feeling very anxious lately, and it's affecting my daily life. I wanted to talk to you about it and see what can be done. I've been experiencing persistent feelings of sadness and a lack of energy for several months now. It's becoming difficult to manage my daily responsibilities. And I've noticed that my stress levels are much higher than usual, and I'm having trouble sleeping and concentrating at my work. To be honest, guys, that's what I'm going through right now. I'm dealing with some stuff, lack of energy, all that kind of stuff, having a hard time sleeping, nightmares, night terrors, all those kinds of things. I have some traumas from my past that I'm dealing with, and it's been very difficult. But I'm getting through them. And that's the thing, is I've already been seeking help with a professional. I've seen a therapist, I've seen a psychiatrist, and I'm taking these courses, and I've taken lots of programs in the past. Same with Ananda. She's taken her things as well, right? Describing symptoms. How to clarify and accurately describe your symptoms. Provide specific examples and details about your symptoms, including their frequency, duration, and intensity. So I recommend, if for those that don't know or may know, journaling what you feel during the day. You have your little diary of how you went and what times that you did this and the frequency these kinds of things happened. I personally can't write down. It's just too hard for me to write things down. And Anna's the opposite. She can write things down and journal and all that kind of stuff. It's just, that's too much of a concentration thing for me. Mention any physical symptoms that accompany your mental health issues, such as headaches, stomach aches, or fatigue. Discuss how your symptoms impact your daily activities, relationships, and overall quality of life, which I say this every time I'm talking to my doctor. Importance of being honest and specific. Being truthful and precise about your symptoms helps your doctor make an accurate diagnosis and develop an effective treatment plan. Don't downplay or exaggerate your symptoms. Provide a clear picture of your experiences. So, don't make it feel, don't say to your doctor, I'm okay. I'm okay, doctor. Yeah, yesterday I was okay when you're not. Tell them you're not okay. You're having this. Because, if you're sitting there saying to your doctor, I'm okay, when you're not really getting a proper diagnosis from your doctor. And that's not fair to you and your doctor. The doctor only can give you help based on what you can tell them. So you need to be clear, concise, honest, open, everything with them. That's what they're there for, to hear your whole story, to be able to get them to empathize with what you're going through, right? So, yeah, asking questions. I'm going to let you go with that one.
Key questions to ask about diagnosis, treatment options, and next steps. What could be causing my symptoms? What treatment options are available for my condition? How long will it take to see improvements with treatment? Are there any side effects of the recommended medications or therapies? Clarifying any doubts or concerns about medication or therapy. Can you explain how this medication works and what potential side effects I should watch for? What should I expect during therapy sessions and how can I prepare for them? Are there any lifestyle changes or self-care practices you recommend to support my treatment?
What's that? So, yeah, I just want to say about this one here. So with my ADHD meds, I don't have the hyperactivity part of ADHD. Mine is basically just the inattentive part and lack of concentration and stuff like that. And so I've been through so many ADHD medications, stimulants. Excuse me, and Andy can tell you, stimulants for me are not good. Can you explain? Just to let them know, like, what I go through. What do I do?
They're obviously stimulants. They make you.
Well, not everybody knows. Not everybody knows what stimulants are. So, what? Explain to them. Well, explain to them what you see me doing.
Talk too much, and irritable, and
Great explanation.
That's what they do. What else do you want me to say? They make you hyper and irritable.
Well, I was wanting you to explain what I do.
That's what you do.
Okay. So with my Vyvanse here, it's not a stimulant. So it doesn't give me that speedy effect.
Yes, it is. It's an amphetamine.
It's technically not a stimulant. Technically.
Yeah, it actually is. Dexamphetamine, but it works for you for some reason because you've tried different.
I was told Vyvanse is not a stimulant.
No, it's an amphetamine.
See, guys, I'm not a professional either, right? And neither is Ananda.
Yeah, dexamphetamine.
Amphetamine. Yeah. I can see the amphetamine. Yeah.
It is, but you've just
see how we are, guys. See, don't we need help here? And Ananda and I are always arguing.
You just happen to find one that
works
dear, for you.
You're right. I love you. Where were we? Oh, over here. Advocating for yourself.
Tips for expressing your needs and preferences. Be assertive and respectful when discussing your needs and preferences with your doctor. Use I statements to communicate how you feel and what you need. I feel overwhelmed by my symptom and need help managing them. How to ask for referrals to specialists if needed. Do you think seeing a specialist such as psychiatrist or psychologist would be beneficial for my condition? Can you provide a referral to a therapist or a counselor who specializes in treating my specific issues? Are there any support groups or additional resources you recommend for someone dealing with my symptoms?
Creating a plan. Discussing the follow-up plan with your doctor. Example, based on our conversation, what are the next steps? Should I start with therapy, medication, or both? How often should I see you for follow-ups? Example, can you outline a treatment plan together that includes both short-term and long-term goals for my mental health? I can even say to that, so when I first started with my therapist, like there's no outline. They never gave me no outline. It's just like, okay, would you like to see me next week or in a month's time? Sure. So there was no clear plan. And then again, so I go in yesterday thinking we're still continuing on. She says, okay, today is our last sessions. Like, and then she explains why and stuff like that. So there was no clear plan. So that was upon me to try to come up with it and be assertive in the beginning to say, look, is there going to be a plan? What is the plan? If we do all this homework and all this research and all these things beforehand, that helps us to get better help from others out there, the doctors, because a lot of people, they'll go and try to get help from a professional, and they think, oh God, he was a kook, man, because all he wanted to do is put me on medications. Well, that doctor only has so much information to work with to give you some help, and if you can't help them to understand the picture of you, because we're not cookie cutters here, well, then they're only left with a little bit of stuff. Now, also, it also should be up to the professionals to bring that up. If we don't bring that up ourselves, they should be saying, well, like, maybe you might want to think of this or give you suggestions or that kind of stuff. But it's still to make that plan, right? Scheduling future appointments and check-ins. Example, let's schedule our next appointment to review my progress. How often should we meet to ensure the treatment is working effectively? Or should I book appointments with any specialists you recommended? How frequently should I see them? Again, I live in a small little town, so the resources aren't really that great here. So I don't have really many options, but there are options out there, guys. Don't give up on trying to seek out treatment or help. There's always a way. Go on Dr. Google, should be able to help you to figure out something. If it's not in your town, maybe the next town over, and see if you can do it over Zoom. The technology is amazing out there. That's how I'm doing it. So with my psychiatrist, she's in Vancouver. I'm 3 hours away in another town, and she's able to help me do a Zoom class. So just because you don't have that resource in your town doesn't mean you can't be referred to a certain thing online or whatever. Again, I was also going to say, even if it isn't a town next to yours, if it's not too far, right? It's important to you. Your health, your mental health is very important to you. So this should encourage you to put more effort into, hey, you know what? Maybe I will find a certain way how to get over to the next town. Ask friends, family, all that kind of stuff. Whatever it is, hitchhike, whatever it is. But your mental health is important to you. If not, we can't function as a loving, compassionate society. We're just going to keep running around and getting angry with each other, right? And so we need to put that effort in there to put in, lots of effort into trying to seek out that help. Find it wherever it is, right? Tracking progress. Keeping a journal, as I was saying earlier, or log of symptoms and progress. Example, I'll start keeping a daily journal of my mood, symptoms, and any triggers I notice. This will help us track my progress and identify patterns over time. There are apps out there, guys, that will help you to keep a daily journal like that. How you feeling? All those. Do you remember any of those? I had them on my phone for a while there, but I have a hard time going in there and making a routine going into the app and writing down stuff. That's one of my issues, right? And so, but they do have a lot of apps out there. I can't remember any of the apps off the top of my head, but they can help you deal with your journaling and stuff like that. And I'll use mental health app to log on my symptoms and monitor any changes. I'll bring these records to our follow-up appointments. That's right. See, I actually forgot that was in there, and I mentioned that beforehand. So there you go. Communicating any changes or side effects of treatment. Example, I'll make note of any side effects from the medication and report them to you immediately. If I experience anything concerning, can I reach out to your office for advice? If I notice any improvement or worsening of my symptoms, I'll update you during our next appointment. Should I also call if there are significant changes before then? I can't call my psychiatrist. Well, I can, but it's not like she's going to answer. But email, like do, you know, if I'm running out of a refill for a medication, she'll respond and respond back and stuff like that. But they're not there to sit there and, doctor, I'm having a rough time. I'm having anxiety. How can you help me? Well, they're not going to be there for that. That's too much work for them. It'd be very expensive too. Oh, wait, speaking of expensive, I also wanted to bring in that last part there about, where is it here? Progress. Should I? Yeah, seeking out help in other towns. That's what I was really referring to. I know you guys in America, it's a very important thing for you guys to think of finances before you go and reach out to, you know, things. I know that's tough, but again, I also want to add that in there. You know, you need to think, you know, what's more important, your mental health, or, you know what, I got a bill for, you know, a couple $1,000. If you don't have insurance is what I'm talking about. If you have insurance, then you should be able to do it. Like all those kinds of things. And I'm not 100% sure on how the medical system works down in America. I can only speak for Canada. And I'm sure, Joe, in Australia, because we're kind of like alike, we're all governed under the British rule and all that kind of stuff. So our systems are kind of alike, Joe. So same thing, you know, if you have a problem in your own small little town, try to find another town that's got it and maybe try to seek that, see if they'll be able to do it over the phone or through Zoom or whatever the case may be. Just don't give up on trying to seek help. And I think that's it, love. That's it. We are done that one. So one sec. I'm going to go back to this thing here. Yes, it was the cruise-a-thon, Joe, we're talking about. Yeah. So for the cruise-a-thon, Cognitive Nomad, I actually have to get it. It's in the schedule differently, but they have me down as Cognitive Nomad on the 10th of August and Plump Travelers on the 11th. It's supposed to be reversed. So Plump Travelers is going to be on the August 10th at, let me see, 2 p.m. Eastern. And that's going to be a charity bingo. Going to be prizes, and then the Cognitive Nomad show will be on August 11th, which is the Sunday, and that is at 4 p.m. Eastern, and that's a special one that I don't want to reveal right now. It's a fun one, guys. It'll be a fun one, but yeah, it's all for the benefit of the cruise-a-thon for Helping Hands for Cruising, which is August 9th through the 11th. Please go check that out. I think, Danny, are you able to put in the details for the cruise-a-thon? And I think they still need people to fill in the spots if you're a creator. Let's see here. Daddy, I do often. Yep. Squirrel. I know what he's doing. Just make it. What are you having for breakfast, Joe? Or what did you have now that he says that? What's Mike saying? Here in Australia, our doctors have a tool at their beck and call called Mental Health Care Plan. MHCP helps with costs. Every visit is subsidized by money. So, Joe, we have ours is called MSP, Medical Services Plan, and basically it's exactly the same thing. It sounds like that. Like it might not be 100% exact, but it's pretty much the same way. We don't have to worry. But what I will say, the funded or subsidized programs are limited.
Yeah.
So if you have your own private health insurance, there are ways of getting help in that sense, and extra help and all that. But with your government funded programs, you know, governments don't like to spend money on social programs. They like to cut budgets and all that kind of stuff. So we are still limited on what resources we can utilize, especially if you live in a small town. But again, what I want to say is that it's just because it's not in your town doesn't mean there's an option out there. Doesn't mean that there's no option out there for you. And then here we go. August 9th, we have our 4 spots on Sunday. I forgot what times they are, but message me, Michael Ann, or Meg C's to see what it is. And if you really want to be a part of this, do a show, Joe. I don't know. Oh no, you're going to be in town. You said you're going to be in town for that. Nobody else in here that their bikes probably already knows about that, but that's okay. Okay, so since I'm all done there, let me close this window here. Close. Close.
Mhm.
Don't save. There we go. There we go. Am I there? Are we there? There we are. All right. Oh, it's this. Oh, I thought it said RCMP. I looked at the sign. So does anybody want to come up on the panel? If not, I'll just close down the show now. But do you have anything you want to discuss? You know, how is your experiences going to see doctors, talking about stuff? What are your thoughts about seeing a doctor or therapy? Right? You know, what's your experiences, guys? Please, I want to know, and others wants to know as well. Whatever you say is helpful to someone out there. They might be able to relate to it and think, oh, hey, yeah, I was in that experience or whatever, right? So what's this? Sure thing. Sure thing. What's this? Does you want to come up? I will put the link out there for you, Mike. It's this. I'm going live with my own lives, but linking back to it. Okay, yes, good. Me too. Okay. Anybody want to come up? I will share the link to you, whoever it is. I don't want to do it in the chat because our bots like to. Mike will come up. Okay. Okay, you go wash them, Mom. Hurry back now. I'll miss you lots, Mom. All right, here, Mike. The link is coming to you. Give me a sec here. Let me find Mike. Mike. Okay, where's Mike? There he is. Mike. There we go, Mike. There you go. All sent. Anybody else want to come up? Joe, you want to come up? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, I'll send you the link too, Joe. 1 sec. There we go. Okay, there you go, Joe. Let's see how fast that link gets over to Australia. Are you ready, Mike? Good.
Hola.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Perfect background setting.
Oh, yeah, there you go. You're not going to poke me, are you, Mike? I'm talking needles, Mike. This is a family-friendly show.
Oh, sorry about the lighting. I tried turning the overhead light on, and it just made me like whitewashed. So yeah. So
I am so furious with lighting. You don't have to stay long, but I would love another coffee if you could. Is that okay? Please.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay. Fighting a cold.
Yeah. I woke up congested and everything, and I'm like, ew.
Yeah.
No.
Summer colds
So-
are no fun.
Hopefully, rest, stay warm, and
Yeah,
lots
that's
of fluid.
the problem with going back to work. I'm in the public now, so all the germs.
Oh,
I was doing
no.
good, and then the minute I get back to work, yeah, bam.
Yeah, two of her coworkers were off sick.
Yeah, so
Wow.
of course I got it.
But the sad
Well,
thing
take
for this,
care.
Thank you.
when I went on my first cruise in March of 2022, I brought back COVID and gave it to her.
Yeah. And put me in the
What-
hospital for a week.
And
What a
put her-
gift to bring back.
I know, that was so nice. Not jewelry or a nice souvenir.
They always say to share, though, Mike.
Yeah, well, some things you should keep to yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
We have another guest. Would you like to join us now, guest?
Hello, Danny, by the way.
Hi, Danny.
Hi,
And
Joe.
there's Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Joe,
Hey, guys.
lovely hair day, Joe.
Yeah,
You got bedhead, Joe.
yeah, something bad.
That's how Larry looks when he wakes up.
Yeah, can't you tell? How you doing, Joe?
Good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
I'll take one of these out. I'll keep the main one in.
Hopefully we don't have the robot invasion again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's she saying? What's Danny saying?
What
What a great present. Nap time, Larry.
Danny. Worry about
Danny, you're hilarious.
Worry about you, Danny.
And I didn't ask Mike, how are you? Like, you doing okay though?
Yeah. I was coming up just to mention because I couldn't really try to figure out how to put it in chat, but so for those that don't have a normal doctor, I know there's different programs out there. I'm just not familiar with anything.
Yeah.
So, I've been without a regular doctor for God, probably about 6-7 years now. And I have no, as far as the normal needing medication, I just have to go to like a
walk-in clinic.
Walk-in clinic or emergency care clinic or whatever, and I pay out of pocket. But so as far as that goes, when you're saying about referrals and whatnot, because you most of the time you have to get a referral to something. I have no idea what the hell to do.
So in your case there, walk-in clinic doctors, which would be pretty much the same as we got, except you guys got to pay for them and we don't. So walk-in clinics, yeah, they're just the same as any other doctor out there. And you go in there and explain. Now, you're not going to get the best quality care as your own personal because they don't know your past and all that. But
Right.
they still can make referrals.
All right.
That. Yeah.
So.
But Mike, if you need help, so part of my job when I was working for a homeless shelter, one of the jobs that I loved was finding resources. I freaking loved it. Google's my world. A lot of people don't like it, but if I need information, now of course I don't, like I was saying earlier, I don't give it 100%. Like, oh, that's exactly what it is. I'm not that, person that jumps on if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it must be a duck. No, that's not what I am. But what I do love to do, nice background there, Joe. I do love looking for resources, and I actually have no problem. If Mike, if you really want help with that, I can help you to find that resource. I'm very resourceful, even though I'm up in Canada. Like, the reason why I'm saying that too, Mike, is my kids. They're dealing with immigration right now, so I got in contact with a bunch of people in that sense, found out who's what. Like, really what it is, it's a social, the social network, meaning like programs for, mental health and addictions, all those things. That was my passion, was trying to find out resources for people. So if you need help, anybody out there, if you need help, let me know where you're at. Same with you, Joe. You're in, small little hick town in the middle of nowhere in Australia. I can probably find the resources you need there.
I'm pretty well self-sufficient. I know all my resources.
No, I see. I notice you do that, Joe. Yeah.
I also do the research before I recommend anything.
Yep. As
well, but one of my key resources is a charity called Beyond Blue. They have an online chat. You can ring them. Then there's Lifeline, who have like you guys have a text service.
Yeah.
They have a text service. 0477 13 11 14 is the number, or 61477 13 11 14, which is their main number into their call centers as well.
Maybe throw in that little information in the chat. That would help too, Joe.
I will put that in, but I will put it into the group as well.
Yeah, please.
I'm still putting some information together for you for the group as well.
Thank you.
I'll just throw that. What I'll do is I'll convert it into a PDF file for you, and I'll place it into the file section.
Yeah, the file section. Yeah.
That's it.
Gee, you sound like you know everything about this whole thing, Joe.
Passion. It's a passion.
Yes. So same passion. Yeah. Mike was the same way. Mike's Mike's got a passion for all this as well. Yeah.
Being that I was diagnosed with anxiety back about 18 years ago, it is what I am. So,
Oh, here's my coffee.
Oh, where's mine, Larry?
I'm not a coffee drinker, but I'll have a cup of tea white with two.
A cup of tea.
Okay, well I'll stick to my Mountain Dew then.
What are you drinking there, Joe?
Uncle Pepsi.
Oh, Uncle Pepsi. Okay.
That's just
See, I don't drink. Actually, while I'm at it, since you guys have that there, Joe, Australia, what do you call it? Pop or soda?
We call it soft drink.
So there's all three
Soft
different.
drinks.
So in Canada, we call it pop.
Yeah.
In America, they call it soda, and you say
We call it
soft drink.
Or if you really want to get silly, I have just created something, and I'm going to give it to Scott for the next Thursday trivia. Peachy Keen.
Smoky.
Old
peach?
Smoky Peach, Tennessee Peach whiskey liqueur,
Oh, the whiskey. Yeah.
and peach schnapps,
Oh, peach snaps.
And-
I've had peach snaps. Yeah.
and combine the two, and then put a can of Pepsi over the top of it. That was just on a whim that I did that last night.
That sounds very dangerous.
It does.
Actually,
It does.
it does, because there's nearly 100 proof worth of alcohol in there.
Is that what they call petrol in your country there, Joe?
No, we've got that's the other one, ethanol, which is
Ethanol, yeah.
we've got what they call E10, which is sugar alcohol.
The only alcohol I have in my house is brandy, and that's for cooking, and my Malibu rum. I like my Malibu coconut rum.
I got a special little treat. I got a little special treat for myself.
Archie
back in
Rose.
White cane. That's basically a white rum.
That's rum?
That's a rum, basically.
Oh, I would try that.
That is potent. What is it? 40%?
Oh, 40%. Yeah, ours is 35, I think it is here.
So yours is about 70. So this is actually done. This is the first batch of that. This is bottle 1886 out of 5,000.
Oh, great year.
Yep. So they did a 5,000 bottle run on this. This is the first batch.
Yeah.
$79 normally Australian, but I got it for $69 because I did a distillery tour.
Oh, wow.
They give you a discount if you do a distillery tour.
So that's about $50 American, Mike.
Roughly.
Gotcha. I actually
You go ahead.
I used to be a big rum and Coke person, or rum and Pepsi, whatever. And I always used Captain Morgan.
Oh, yes.
Until a friend of mine turned me on to Black Seal.
I think I've tried that.
And you can get it in 80 proof and 100 proof. And yeah, a little bit goes a long ways, and it's much better. It goes down much smoother. But I did find, because I don't really drink a lot,
Yeah,
but a few years back, I did went to a distillery for some tasting, and I fell in. They had this one. It was a coffee flavored whiskey. Goes down smooth, but it's hard to find any, because on average, you have to go to these special distilleries to get it. So every time I go through Tennessee, I make sure to stop and pick up a few bottles. But yeah. Other than that, that's about the most I drink.
I like Bailey's, or we use
Of course, Bailey's. But
now I notice you guys in America have all these different, lots of different varieties of stuff for alcohols. So Bailey's, we get Bailey's, and I think there's maybe 2 or 3 different other forms of Bailey's. Now I just saw strawberry Bailey. Oh, that sound! I love strawberry. Anything strawberry, guys, I'm there. And so I just saw this the other day. Strawberry Bailey's Irish cream is like,
If you like strawberries,
yeah.
Tequila Rose.
Oh gosh, now we're getting.
Oh God, no.
I'll be honest with you, Mike. I haven't had a drink of tequila since early 2000s.
It tastes like a strawberry milkshake with a kick.
Okay, I would try it then. Definitely, because I love anything strawberry. Anything strawberry, man.
Oh shoot!
Sorry.
No, this mob here actually make a coffee whiskey liqueur.
Oh,
Get it to the bottling stage. They water it down with coffee that's come from a roaster in Melbourne.
Oh wow!
It's called Blasphemy. It's a really good and a really original name.
Yeah.
You put it in an old fashioned, but you don't use simple syrup. Simple syrup, the sugar one. You use maple syrup.
Ooh, that sounds yummy.
ooh.
It was. Let me tell you, it goes well with a chocolate dessert.
That sounds yummy too. Yes.
Yeah.
We have an annual whiskey festival here that I went to the inaugural year of. They do a distiller's dinner, 3 courses, and they pair the drinks up.
Oh
So
wow!
what was it? It was the one I went to was salmon, infused with gin.
Oh wow!
A steak medium rare with confit potato trimmings, which was actually mated with a whiskey from my local area.
Australian beef, right?
Of course.
We actually, here in my town, they sell Australian beef here, Joe, by the way.
And in America, they sell Australian lamb. And there's a very high chance I know if I get somebody to look at the fat cap and I can get them to identify a number on that fat cap,
yeah,
there's a good chance it's come from where I work.
Oh, wow. I'm actually surprised because you work warehouse, right? You work in a warehouse,
I work
right?
in an abattoir.
A what?
Abattoir, slaughterhouse. But I don't do that sort of stuff.
Oh, okay.
I work with the value-added stuff. So,
cool.
So I work with the skins, the wool, and the hides and the wool. What we do is we process them, their individual components, and we sell that.
Gotcha. I actually been through a tour. I was a cook for 20 years, Joe.
Yeah,
I took my course in 1989, and one of the parts to our course was going through a tour through a meat packing plant from them grazing outside all the way to it going out the other side.
You've just reminded me of something. I met a guy down at when I went down to Victoria. He was talking about what he does. He carts liquid molasses and then he carries feed supplements. And he was mentioning, I'll share the video with you later. There's a guy, he carts into this farm in South Australia. They breed cattle for Wagyu steak.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And
yeah, you guys have Wagyu.
Yeah, he told us the whole process from go to woe. And the Japanese people. Yeah, go ahead, Larry.
This is my sister here.
Yep.
Hi, Cindy. It's probably hotter where she's at than where you are, Mike. Don, what's the temperature there? They're in a heat wave where they're at.
Now, where is she?
She's in a place in the interior of British Columbia in the mountains, so it's away from the ocean.
Oh, okay.
It's actually, she's in a place where they get rattlesnakes. I don't know if my sister knows that or not.
Ooh.
Might want to. And I'm joking here when I say this, but with all this alcohol talk, you think you were, a bunch of alcoholics.
No. Hey. You can actually still have a bar in your house and not be an alcoholic.
Oh, I understand that. I was kidding.
My last job was an outreach worker, and the majority of my job was helping people to get into treatment. detox,
Yep.
and then treatment. So alcohol, drug related. Yes, Don,
And-
they have rattlesnakes from Kamloops all the way up in that area because it's all desertous up that way. Not so much in where she's at, but in Kamloops, which is, maybe 50 miles away, they have rattlesnakes because it's more desertous where that's at.
Well, I actually happen to have a relative who lives in Kamloops. A
Canada?
cousin.
Really?
She actually moved from Australia to live in Canada.
Oh, wow.
She's a cousin on my dad's side.
Cool. So when you come to Canada, Joe? We have Australian steak here.
That'll be work with everything
No.
related. Hang on, what have I
Joe,
got
Joe, just so you know, because like I was sharing that, and Mike, you've seen the prices about the flights to
Oh
Australia.
yeah.
That's pretty good value.
That is a steal of a deal out of where I'm from, Vancouver to Australia, $15.98 return. That works out to
$799.
$799 one way, which is a steal. Like it really is a steal to Australia. When considering it's usually $3,000 return for one person. That was $1,598 for one person. Like that's half the price.
Virtually
Like,
half price.
So right now, it's not in our cards right now, but that tells me that one day I will be able to afford to go to Australia.
Yep.
It's very hard to travel to and from Australia, though. It's crazy. Those flights are insanely pricey, and I think that's sad. I really think that's sad.
Hang on, I'm just going to do some converting here. I'll tell you what that is in the Aussie dollar, Canadian to Aussie.
Yeah, you're not really too far off of Canadian dollar. Well, the last time I looked.
So, what was the price again? You saw
$15.98 Canadian.
Gotcha.
So
All right.
about-
So
About 1,764 Australian, which
Australia.
is not too bad considering, which is $882 each way.
Yeah, and then for Mike, I think you're roughly around 13 something.
1154 right now.
There you go. See, 1154 return, Mike.
Which is 562.
So,
Yeah.
Mike, all you need to do is drive over to California and then Vegas. Go to Vegas, get on a flight up to Bellingham, I can meet you at the border. and you can get from Vegas to Bellingham, Washington for $100 return. So there you go. So $1,200 return to go to Australia.
Or I can just drive up to you,
Dawn, sorry.
to you,
Or yes,
leave my rig and trailer there, and fly.
of course. See, there you go.
But
I did read into that though, Larry.
Yeah.
With a stopover in Auckland.
Yes, which is okay.
With Auckland.
Isn't that
Then you gotta get
your fifth state or something?
That's our seventh state.
Seventh state, yeah.
Seventh state of Australia. No, but we have this great rivalry with our sport, especially our rugby.
All Blacks!
Oh, the haka.
Oh my God, Joe! I love their haka. I love the All Blacks haka, and the reason why. Okay, I'll tell you a story. I grew up with no father in my life. I've always been around my sisters. I had 5 sisters and 2 brothers. Older brother was already moved out. My other brother, he was on the feminine side like me, right? So we've never been attached to our masculine side. So when I started hearing hakas, and then I experienced what a haka was, right? That really made me feel like I'm in touch to my masculinity when I hear their haka, because you can see it so seriously that they're doing what it's supposed to do. It's that war thing. And so
exactly.
I love and they were in Vancouver last year and I didn't know about it.
Damn. Yeah, no, it's watching our team and their team when they
Yeah.
do it. It's like the Aussie, the Wallabies are like, yeah,
Wallaby.
nah,
Yeah.
that's our team, the
Yeah.
Australian team.
Yeah.
So yeah, they intimidate us a little bit, but so yeah, it was like we had our what they call the state of origin, which of course my team won. The only team to score a try in the whole game in game 3 was New South Wales. They left Queensland.
One sec, Joe. I just want to explain to people what. And Mike, do you know what a haka is?
No.
So a haka is kind of like when they start rugby. Joe, you might be able to explain it better.
Basically, it's a tribal dance, a Maori tribal dance, which
Hi, Don.
similar to a Australian Aboriginal corroboree. Basically, it's a cultural dance. Oh yeah, I do too, Michael Ann. So basically, what it is, it's a powerful tribal dance, which not so much asserts dominance, but shows that there is a dominance.
That's right. Well, it's no different than in, say, football in America, Mike, where there's they come in and everybody, the home team's coming in and they're getting this big crowd of a thing. So the haka is kind of like trying to overpower the other person, making your team look scarier than the other team, kind of deal.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly what it is. It's just more of a. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah. So what's happening with you, Joe? It seems like you're moving back and forth from your mic, and it's losing. Like we're not catching all the audio. No.
Hang on, I'll try something. I'll just check my settings here. Check my settings are still on. Try that. Can you hear me now?
Because you're moving all the way.
No, he's got it.
No.
He's got it all in his head, Larry.
I've got my.
Good one, Mike.
Stop it.
No,
Stop
I understand what you're saying, Mike, but it sounded funny,
I've got AirPods, so
Is that Rob?
Hi, Rob. How's it going, Rob?
From cruising on the high seas and travel.
And travel. Do you know Rob too? Do you, Joe?
I do.
Yeah.
I actually am subscribed.
Yeah, Rob's in Ontario.
Oh, he's on where Michael Ann is.
Yeah. He's more. I won't say exactly what town he lives in, but he's closer to Toronto than Michael Ann is.
Yeah. No, Michael Ann's closer to the US border. I know where Michael Ann is.
Yeah.
Because I know some people in their hometown.
I used to live in Ontario.
Well, they're close. They're actually about 5 minutes from the US border.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm about 3.5 hours from the border.
Michael Ann's closer. Yeah, I do. As Michael Ann said, I know people in their town.
Do you know everybody everywhere, Joe?
If you watch a show called Heavy Rescue 401,
yes,
a company called Preferred Towing.
Yeah,
that's who I know.
Oh, okay. They also have. Did you Highway to Hell or Highway Through Hell?
Through Hell. Oh yeah, I watch it religiously.
So that's where I live.
Yep. Well, my cousin's at the end of the highway that Davis covers.
Yeah. Mike, do you know what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Two of the best shows on Discovery. Actually, Heavy Rescue 401's no longer being recorded, but Highway Through Hell is. I love it. I remember the first time I ever watched Highway Through Hell. It was on our local on our ABC over here, and I'm like, what am I watching here? I'm like, nah, this is not. I'm not watching what I'm thinking I'm watching. No, real life. And then there's actually a show here in Australia called Rides Down Under Aussie Truckers. I've actually seen that, some scenes of that being filmed.
Mhm.
That one was because the company that's involved is a friend of mine's company in Melbourne. Then you've got Outback Truckers, which is
I've seen that one. I've seen that one.
season 10's. I'll just give you a heads up. Season 10's on its way.
Okay.
I know a few. I know one of the Outback Truckers. The
Now,
guy who drives that.
Does he drive the train?
No. He drives the purple T900 Kenworth with the flames on the bonnet.
Oh, on your site or something, isn't it? I remember seeing a purple truck. Yeah.
Yep. That's 900 KA on the number plates.
Oh, okay.
That's Yogi Kendall.
You
I know
guys
him very well.
have a different variety of rigs over there in Australia than we do, somewhat. But you also have some North American rigs over there, but not many.
We get Peterbilts, but they have to go and be converted. There's about 20, 30, 40, 50 grand to be done there, plus the cost of the vehicle to come over. I've got a friend in Sydney who's got a Kenworth W900B, which is an American model.
Yes,
totally
Kenworth,
different to totally different to what we have here in our W models. So the American W9s had the square headlights. Ours had 7-inch squares. Ours had the 7-inch rounds. So you can tell the difference there. Mine in Sydney runs a towing business. It's got a Peterbilt 337. That's
another North American one.
Mm-hmm. The Peterbilt 337 he's got was already converted. He bought it converted complete truck. He's currently doing like the truck in my profile pic on YouTube. He's doing one of them up. It's almost finished. All he's got to have is he's got to get a side puller fitted to it. It's almost ready to go. It's signed up. As I said, all they're waiting on is the side puller.
How come you don't have your rig license?
Nope. Too much regular. Very highly regulated.
Highly regulated, yes. Same here.
You've got to be exacting in your work diaries. You've got to have if you're driving heavy haul, you've got to have a gazillion and one pages of paperwork for permits.
Yeah. I had a friend who drove rig, and I went for a week's run with him, and he showed me all the ins and outs of what it's needed and stuff like that. And that was I don't want to say governors. What do you call it?
Speed limiters.
Yeah.
Speed limiting. Yeah. See, here in Australia, we're speed limited to 100 kilometres an hour with our heavy vehicles.
Wow.
Or if you go to the longer road train combinations, you're restricted down to 90 in most areas.
Oh, wow.
There are certain areas where a road train can go to the full maximum of 100 kilometres an hour, but that's only on certain roads.
But road trains, they don't seem like they would be that hard because all you're doing is driving a straight line, really.
Especially,
you're breaking out.
Sorry, yeah. Where I live, we've run them the whole length of the highway that runs past my street.
Yeah,
and you've got to do 90 k's the whole way.
Yeah.
So
basically, I've experienced. I don't know what you call them in Australia, but here in Canada they call them shunt drivers or yardies or.
We call them changeover drivers.
Yeah. So now for me, I don't have my license to drive on the road, but I was a forklift operator in a warehouse, bonded warehouse. And so I got to move the trailers around, a yard jockey, some people will call them. And so I got to experience up to a B train, as they call them. They even said, go ahead, try to back it up. And I couldn't. No, I had to give up. There's no way. And so when you're talking a train, that's like 8 trailers, I think, isn't it?
We can get them up to 5.
5, yeah, that's what it is.
By reversing that.
No, it's impossible. It's impossible.
One of the areas I work in, I watch our stockyards. Come in there in the road trains because you got You've got 2 articulation points.
Yep, that's
One
right.
on the one on the tractor, or the prime mover as we call them, and then you've got one on the dolly.
That's right.
And when they're trying to back them in straight to unload, the back trailer goes one way and the front trailer goes another way.
And what's funny, like, so on the road trains, what is the size of the trailer itself? Is it 20
It's
feet?
It's a normal 45 footer.
Oh, 45. Okay. So here in Canada, that's all I know because I don't know Americans or whatever. We have 53s.
Yeah,
so
they
the
have it in
standard is
America as well.
Yeah, so the standard is a 53, but they also have 45 depending, which is the standard thing. So now a lot of the B trains, they'll have 20s. They'll have like smaller. A couple 20s. Yeah, but they're 2 trailers.
So basically in Australia, we've got your semis, which are only allowed semis, and your pocket B trains, which are only allowed to be 19 metres long.
Yes.
You go up to your regular B trains, which are 26, anywhere from 25 to 26 and a half metres. Then you go your A doubles, which is the smallest, which is what we call our pocket road trains, which are only allowed to be maximum 30 metres long.
But how many trailers? How many trailers is that?
2.
2. Okay.
That's a 2. So basically, it's a normal road train, but with a shorter drawbar pulled dolly.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's. I'll send that through.
All we had was just the regular. What did we have? We had 20s, 40s, 45s, 53s, and I can't remember. I think you got 2 standard trailers for the B train. I think that's all.
I've got a friend in Saskatchewan. She drives the B train. Hers are she runs grain.
Grain, yeah, the grain, yeah.
So hers are actually a bottom hopper dump.
But yeah.
Rather than the end dump. And godsend when you can't grain, you high gravity load like grain.
Yeah. You
just dump it out the bottom. Same over here in Australia. We're now starting to run what they call the live bottoms, the belt.
Yeah.
Like your what you guys have, Trout River, up in on Prince Edward Island.
Yes.
And we run the Etna Falcons from down in America. And then there's a few Australian manufacturers starting to do the same thing. But Trout River is marketing it under their own brand. Etna aren't marketing independently of another provider. So what happens is there's a company in Sydney that bring the bodies in and put them on their own chassis rather than bring the whole trailer in at times, rather than wait for it to be built. Then
I wonder, do you have pulp and paper mills in Australia?
Oh yeah, but not where I am. The nearest pulp mill will be a little town called Oberon at the foothill of the Blue Mountains.
So when they're hauling in wood, is it wood or is it chips?
Solid logs. They come in straight from the forests.
Yeah, but are they logs or chips?
Logs. No,
okay, so logs. Actually in Powell River, it's now closed down. We have a mill here. But they used to get in logs and chips. And where I'm from on the east coast of Canada, they would have chips, a lot of chips coming in. Do you know what I mean by chips? Wood chips? You know, like they're like that big around and stuff like that. So the trucks that pull them in, they're regular trailers, 45s or 53s, whatever they were, but they have no top, and it's just mesh on the top. And then and what happens is when they get to the pulp mill, they'll go into this machine and it lifts the whole truck, cab, everything all up, dumps it out, and then brings it back down.
That's what they have them here, but
they do. Okay,
not at the paper mills. They only have them at the ports where they export the chips the chips straight out.
Oh, okay, cool.
So basically, or I know there's a company here. They use walking floor trailers.
What about Black Volpo? Do they have trucks for that? No, I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding,
we'll
Joe.
That later.
Get into that later. I'm kidding.
No, but where our main logging industry is between towns of Bathurst and Lithgow. So I've actually been through that area as they've harvested right next to the highway.
Yeah.
I've actually got a friend who lives in Oberon, but he works actually for a company that another friend of mine owns. He's a harvester driver. So he goes in and cuts all the trees down, cuts them into lengths.
Yeah.
Next guy comes in with the forder, picks them up, puts them on the forder, takes them out to the loading bunks. The guys with the trucks load them. Oberon for processing. But see, we used to have a sawmill in Dubbo. Our own sawmill here.
Okay.
One of the local timber yards used to mill their own wood. Mill and process their own wood. But they've decided to get away from that.
Yeah, we have here in Powder River, it used to be a pulp and paper mill here. That was their industry here, but now it's sadly closed down.
If you want to see Australian logging, I follow on TikTok, Aussie Logger.
Yeah, yeah.
He actually is. He's really good. He's actually a harvester driver. He drives the fella harvester and occasionally jumps in a forder when he needs to, but he's predominantly in a fella harvester.
Did you know Mike's a long haul driver too?
I know quite a few long haul drivers, but one of my friends drives road trains from Dubbo to Perth,
That's a long ride.
Which is about 3,950 k's from here to Perth and back.
Yeah.
So what they do, the company he works for, they load the trailers in Sydney. They run them out one at a time.
Yeah.
Up as a road train here at their yard in Dubbo. He'll go up to Burke. No, is it Burke? Yeah, he'll go out to Burke, hook up as a triple, and head to Perth. Head over to Perth.
Joe, you're on StreamYard, right? Settings. Where is it? Audio. Automatically adjust mic volume. Under settings. Under
I'm
audio.
actually not on StreamYard now. I'm not on the StreamYard. I'm on the StreamYard guest app. There's a new app.
Say what?
There's actually an app for the guests. So I'm watching you guys through the app.
An app?
Mm-hmm.
There's an app for the phone now?
Only for guests, not for broadcasters.
I want to see this. Is it? And it's called StreamYard?
StreamYard. Jump into. Are you on an iPhone, Larry?
Sorry.
Are you on an iPhone?
Sorry. I do not support Apple. No, I don't see it. I don't see it. Maybe it's only available in Australia.
Only on iOS, I think, from memory.
Oh, maybe that's
it's
why.
only iOS. Okay.
I believe it's iOS only at the moment. It's because it's not. It's only in beta mode.
Okay.
That's probably why it's gotten bugs.
But even still, you should have access to your audio settings, Joe.
Yep.
And there should be a setting that says automatically adjust mic volume, because that's what it is. Because your audio consistency keeps. I'll drop
out of the app and I'll come back in on StreamYard on Safari.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll be back.
Oh, you're an Apple guy? Oh God, not these Aussies on Apple garbage. Sorry, Mike, for being loud.
No. I understand. Okay, so Max, awesome when it comes to graphic work.
Of course, I will give him some compliments.
But on an everyday use,
nope.
No.
I do not support greedy corporations. Sorry, I can't do that. You won't never ever. And what I'm meaning is obviously, Androids, they're a corporation as well. That's not what I'm meaning. But if you're a company that's going to try to control every little micromanaged way we use your product, I'm not supporting you.
and Danny and Rob, I'm sorry. I still like you guys and all, but
that's right.
I'm sorry.
You know what, Mike? We have each other, man. Don't worry about the Apple lovers, right?
I'm gonna go back to my Windows MS DOS.
MS DOS, that's right. Windows 3.0.
Yes, exactly. See, I was always dead against Windows.
Yes. Yeah.
And
For a while. Yeah.
I thought it was. I kept saying it was the lazy man's computer.
Yeah.
You know, you just have to point and click. Where the old ways you had to type everything, and but now it's like, okay, let me point and click, right? Yeah, okay, it's a lot easier.
So, Mike, just give me 1 sec here. I just want to clarify to everybody else in here. So, and I'll bring Joe up here too.
Testing. Testing. Can you hear me now?
Holy wow! Yes, we can hear you. Great.
Yeah. No. Remind me not to use the app.
Yeah. There we go. Now I can really hear you. So, Joe, I just wanted to clarify with everyone. So, when I say open panel, it's to come up here and talk, right? Hopefully it's basically mental health driven, but somebody can argue, well, talking about trucks, that's helping you have a better day, Joe, right? Mike, you're talking about your stuff. You're having your talk. I'm trying to incorporate everybody's conversations all together so we can have a great time. That's the way to sport. We might not be talking about today's topic about how to talk to a doctor, but us talking together as a group, we're still supporting each other.
But
we're being there for each other.
Exactly. And, in the start of it was, I'm not covered. And so it was part of that too. So,
but even if it isn't though, Mike, it's okay.
Exactly.
Whenever we talk about, so when, Mike, you remember Papa Mozo? I don't think you do, Joe, but Mike, you remember Papa Mozo?
Vaguely.
So Papa Mozo was a pastor. He was from Chicago. Older guy, my age. I don't want to say older, but yes. Anyway, he was a good friend of mine. He had his own channel. He was part of the cruising community and all that kind of stuff. He actually passed away. What's wrong, Joe?
Hang on, I'm just doing some settings here.
Okay. And so I was a mod for him. And his channel, Mike, was just getting up here and talking like we're doing right now. And that is supporting each other. It doesn't have to be. I don't want people to think that we always got to talk about, today's topic. Today's topic was talking about how to talk to your doctor about mental health. You want to talk about that? Sure, we can. But this open panel part is just so we can talk and support each other. And, you might have been sitting at home having a rough day, Mike, and sitting in your own thoughts. Well, coming up here, hanging out, talking about, like Joe's talking about his trucks, like that's helping support each other, right? So,
and Michael Ann said it well too.
That's right.
Communicating with you,
I could sit there and see, well, Mike, you're yelling at me and you're getting a little angry. Maybe you might want to get that checked out.
Just breathe.
Namaste. Wait, I actually do meditation, Joe. We do transcendental meditation here.
You were talking about writing things down in the back to the topic for a second. I got this. This is actually a
health book. Oh, that's awesome.
It's a health notebook. You can actually write different things in. It's tabbed into different categories where you can actually, like dental health, medication, support services, everything in there. Like you can list your medications.
Yeah. No, we're starting to do that again. Interesting.
Hang on.
One sec. Rob, you are more than welcome to come up anytime you want to talk about it. If not, you can put it in the chat. You can do that. Or if you want some help, just email me. We'll talk in email. Hope you're doing okay though, Rob. What's that,
maybe it's the microphone, Joe. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm gonna try something here. Just bear with me, guys. I'm just gonna go and have a look at my
Joe, just so you know, I don't have earphones. Do you, Mike?
I'm just having always right. Microphone's always right, so that's always in the right ear.
Joe, you need one of these.
Hang on, need to see ya. You're doing Sean and Alana.
No, actually, we pretty much had the same thing. Actually, if I can mention on my stream right now, guys, I started my channel back in 2019, October 24th, 2019. So October 24th, 2024 will be 5 years that I started this channel. When I first started my channel, I was spending 60, 70 hours a week running around to everybody's live feeds, every single live feed that I could get my hands on, like a lot of people are doing now. And so, but I also spent a lot of money on super chats, giving people super chats and stuff like that. Now, I still support people in that way, but I've cut back. I don't go to everybody's live feeds. I'll go to different ones here and there, right? You know, I don't specifically, you know, well, there is my own little thing, you know, now Mike, you're back up and of course you're going to get my support in that way. But there's like, I want people to know that, you know, I'm not no new guy to this community here. I might have 600 subscribers and only 600 watch hours right now, Mike, right? You know what I mean? When did you start yours, Mike?
About the same.
And you're sitting at 3,000 subscribers, right, Mike?
What's that?
You're sitting at 3,000 subscribers,
yeah.
Right? So this is not a jealousy thing. It's not. But what I want to know, like I was sitting on Sean's feed last night, Joe. You were there. Mike, you were there. I just want people to know that I've been around the block here. I know what's going on in the community. It's just, if you don't see me out there like everybody else in every single feed and all that kind of stuff, that doesn't mean I support you guys. It means that, you know what, I've already put in my time. And now I got to refocus on my own channel and building it back up, where I spent most of my time supporting each other and neglected my own channel to build bigger, right? You know, this community is about lifting each other up. Joe, your channel, Mike, your channel. Mm-hmm. Like we're supposed to lift each other up, right? You know, and so yeah, and then plus I was dealing with a lot of mental health stuff, and I neglected my channel, all that. So, but it's not annoying, and I'm not saying it's a jealousy thing. I think I just want people to know that, you know what, I'm still just as much as part of the community, because there's a lot of people saying, oh, I just got monetized today, and you know, I'm still sitting there at 600 watch hours, right? I just got 50,000 views out of 5 years. That's a 10,000 views a year. Like for a lot of people, that's like $50,000 or 50,000 views for one video. But that doesn't mean I suck or anything.
No,
it's just the way I present my channel. And a lot of people out there are going too strong in how I got monetized and stuff. Yes, get excited that you're monetized. Yes. But just remember, you know, you're not the only guy that came in here like a couple months ago and now you're monetized. You know, like it doesn't make the other people feel really good.
And to add to that real quick is and I'm sure, you know, you're the same. It's sounding like you're the same way. As you really don't care about the numbers and whatnot.
Nope.
You just want to be there and put out content.
That's right.
For people to enjoy, and that's how I am.
You know what, Mike? In the beginning, I spent hours. I'm talking 60, 70 hours a week, because on your app, you can see how many hours you're spending on YouTube. I was spending 60, 70 hours a week following people's lives, doing research, how to get better at YouTube, watching the algorithms. You know what? That's just too freaking overwhelming for me. I'm not going to play this algorithm game, right? But it does play a role. Here we go. We can talk about mental health. It does play a role in our mental health. Like when you hear, you know, this new channel that just started a couple months ago and they're monetized, and you're sitting here 5 years and still not monetized. Yes, it's my own responsibility to do whatever and create that, but it makes you feel less important because, oh no, I just got to monetize and stuff like that. And I guess I want to create awareness. Just be careful on how we present our success. You know what I mean? Like, yes, let people know, hey, I just got, you know, this, and share your achievements and stuff like that. But remember, there's other people in this community that's been around here forever. Mike, you've been around forever, just like I was, right? And I'm not saying it because you're 3,000. I'm looking to you like you're the same kind of a channel as me. You know what I mean? Like, we're out there just putting content out just to help inspire people, basically, right? And that's what it is. We're not this we're not these channels that have, hundreds and hundreds of dollars to go on all these cruises and great adventures and stuff like that. That's what I was planning on doing, but it didn't work out. COVID kicked me in the pants and I couldn't get my travel content.
Yeah.
And so I can't afford to travel, right? So, but I've already started a channel. So should I give up on it because I don't have the money so I got to do something to keep it going. But eventually, and again, I've been sharing that Ananda's got a job and we're going to be able to travel and I'm going on a trip. And I actually have my own, script on what I'm doing for my next trip. I have a script with shot scenes, everything all set for when I go on my trip. Whereas before, like when I went on my cruise in 2022, 2 of my cruises, I had no script. I just went out and recorded, and I found that doesn't work. You got to have a plan on what you're going to record whenever you're doing these things. For me, I'm talking about for my channel.
Yep.
And so, because my channel is about inspiring others with disabilities to get out and travel. Well, all my videos is just me going on trips. I'm not saying, okay, here, I'm in this situation, this will help you if you do this and stuff. So I have that all ready to go.
Yep.
And Joe, and your new channel starting out too, right? When did you start yours?
Yep. I started mine. I can give you the exact date. I've just got to pop up my information. I can tell you, I think it was 2007. Way back when I first started work.
Back in 2007, right? And how many subscribers do you have right now, Joe?
436. I'm not all about numbers either.
No, I know. That's right. That's right.
I'm one of those people who doesn't count the numbers. I prefer just to have good people like yourselves.
Exactly. So in the beginning, what happened with me, I started following all these gurus, these YouTube gurus. Oh, how to make this and how to do this and how to build your channels and stuff like that. And that was the desire in the beginning because I needed income. I needed to get monetized, but I found that it wasn't working. So I gave up on that. And now I have my own passion on what I want to do. It's just inspiring people, really. And so, but the numbers, I wanted to just, again, mention when you hear people all talk about monetize, yes, get excited. But it's just remember that there's people out there that aren't doing this for monetization or anything. They're doing it because this is a passion, right? And it just, it kind of hits the mental thing. It's up to us to really, to deal with the negativity. It's our own thing, but just be careful. You're mindful of others when you're talking about how it,
Precisely. I actually tell a lie. It was July of 2007 I joined. So it was basically not quite 12 months after I started working that I joined YouTube.
Yeah.
I started more as a viewer when I first joined up.
Who was it? Michael Ann. I think Michael Ann's still here. She looks like she's still here. Michael Ann. I was looking at her channel, but this is just like information thing that I've learned. I won't say the numbers, but Michael Ann's been doing it forever. I thought she just was new, right? But she's not. So she's been, hitting the pavement hard, right? You know what I mean? Those kind of things. So it's me being mindful of others that are in their own situations, and it's not about the numbers and the algorithm, which a lot of people, that's what they're doing. They're trying to get that status at the top, and nobody's going to beat out Tony and Jenny and Emma Cruises and Cruise Tips TV and all those things. They're the ones that are making whatever. I don't have no interest.
I just make small videos where I can. Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Danny, I hope to see you on a cruise one day. And then, yes, your big brother's wedding costs a lot of money, and I understand that. I was married before on a beach wedding. Over $10,000 for us for our wedding.
I saw some of the photos on the old book of Face, where you guys looked amazing.
There's video up on my channel too, just so you know, my Plump Travelers channel. What's that, Mike?
I will have a look. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, I was going to say, I signed up and joined YouTube, in 2013, but that was only as a viewer. That wasn't putting out content or anything. So, yeah.
Actually, that just reminds me, Mike. I want to look at it because, yes, I did the exact same thing with Larry Jerome. I have a channel called Larry Jerome, which is my thing. And that should say the date when I started, right?
Yep. It's in where your about stuff is in the top. Where you click more, it should be there.
I'm doing that right now. Give me a minute. View channel. View your channel. 19 videos.
Yeah. But
I've got.
So I joined June 25th, 2012.
right. And what I'm saying is, but I started putting out content in 2019.
Yeah.
So I didn't have two separate. This has always been. I had an older one. I can't even remember the login for it, but.
Well, okay. I just want to tap into something else here if I can. So we all know there's politics involved in every community that we go. Socializing, there's politics in socializing. And so what happens is from my own personal feeling, it feels like I'm being, when somebody comes in here and is newly monetized, you know, they have a following. And let's just use Scott last night. Scott's a brand new channel. He's amazing. I love his stuff, man. He's like really good, right?
Yep.
But his community that is following him, they only know Scott. So somebody like me who's coming in, I don't have that same kind of clout as Scott because he already has this other following from other people that are following him. So now I'm trying to gain followership. Who's Larry from Plump Travelers coming on here talking on Mike's channel or Joe's channel? Who are we?
Right.
Even though we've been sitting here for forever and ever, you know, trying to plug away and just be part of this community. And that's what it is, being a part of the community. And that, so when you have some of these people that are, you know, I don't want to say showing off, but showing their achievements, which they need to be, hey, look, I did some great work and I got this far. Yes. But I just want the awareness out there that there's other channels out there like us that have been plugging at it, trying to just do something, right? Go ahead, Joe.
All I can say is YouTube, be yourself. Don't expect to a high standard.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
Yep, it's crazy amount. I got my dress, thankfully. I just don't fit themselves fit the kid size and or because the Crocs. You know what, Danny D? And if you go look up we have our wedding video up there, but it's not the greatest quality. My nephew's camera wasn't the greatest and it wasn't set properly. But anyway, we have the whole ceremony up on our channel. And so Danny D, my wife, since we were getting married on a beach, how much did you pay for your dress, love? Your wedding dress. $20. She paid $20 for her wedding dress. Which is all you need. So we're not doing this, you know, we never did this big, huge wedding where you needed a big wedding dress and your suit and ties and all tuxedos and stuff. We just had an intimate wedding for us. Now, I'm not knocking anybody else out there. If you only pay $45 for yours, that's a good thing, right? You know, but it does get expensive.
I know Denny's feeling. I'm just reading her comments over on the main window. I actually got to be a part of a wedding of a former colleague of mine.
Same here. I was an usher in my nephew's wedding. So bridesmaid, yes, that's a very exciting job, Danny.
I was actually one of the groomsmen at my friend's wedding.
Nice. Did you have to wear a tux, Joe?
I had to go out and shell out a bloody lot of money for it.
Really? Oh, I never paid anything. My nephew paid for all it. We had to rent them, but he paid for it.
Well, I was intending to rent one, but Mum decided to go and say, right, go and get one. You've got it then. We all looked amazing. Let's put it this way. Never thought I'd ever get the day to be a part of a wedding or become a godparent. Another story in that.
Mike, were you ever married or anything?
Oh yeah, 17 years.
Nice. And you got sprung from the slammer too, did you? So did I.
No, you're all good.
Go ahead, Mike.
But we realized we're better off as friends instead of married. So
lucky you.
Yep.
Mike, I left my ex-wife. Speaking of weddings, I was asked her at my nephew's wedding. It was July of 2005, July 4th to be exact. And no, sorry, July 2nd. I went there, did the wedding, and then that on the 4th, I left St. John, where I was from, and hitchhiked all the way out to Calgary, Alberta. Went to work in the oil rigs for 3 weeks. Come back in. Called my ex-wife and saying, look, hey, I'm ready to go get an apartment, got my paycheck. And she said, I'm leaving you for an American. And then she took my kids down to New Mexico, where she was talking to this guy that she met on Yahoo, and took my kids down there. And they've been down there 2006. 2006, Mike. And she still treats me like I'm the devil. 18 years later. And we were married. We were married for 10 years. No, wait. No. We were together 18 years, but got married in 1997, so it would have been 9 years.
Yeah, and see, there's no need for that, you know. People can, you know, everybody thinks divorce has to be messy and hate each other, and no, it doesn't have to be that way. And
you know what?
I'm sorry you're dealing with it.
You know what was beautiful? Two things. One is after that, I actually came out to Vancouver to start a new life. This is all part of my testimony, everything. I started a new life, met this girl, lived with her for 3 years. Beautiful lady, like I could still be her friend but we don't talk. But it's not an evil thing. It's not a bad anger thing or anything. But I was able to go to her ex-husband's house, the father of her kid's house, and we used to hang out, and it was just beautiful. Like no argument, no nothing. Another beautiful thing is Ananda's parents. They were separated for many, many years. But the way both sets of parents were able to get along, like it blows my mind. That's the way it's supposed to be, like you're saying, Mike. That's the way it is. But for some reason, some people just don't get it. And that's just another reason why I want to spread awareness is some people sit there and think about mental health like, I'm okay. You're the problem. You need to go fix you because this is you in the problem. No, I have my own problems I got to deal with, but you also got to work with your problems, right? You know, if you're going to sit there and argue with me and say all these nasty things about me, you have a problem. That's not normal to argue and spend 18 years being angry with somebody, right?
Right. I'm just trying to find something here real quick, but
I'm doing something too. I'm just
what's all those, Mike or Joe?
I'll show you the main ones that I got out. Those ones.
What's all those lanyards are like?
They're all mixed things, but the ones I've got out, these ones.
Looks like you've already been on cruises before, because that's how they do it.
There's a story. V8 supercars.
Yes, the one that you get to drive around in.
I got the hot lap in. Yeah, this was part of that.
I imagine that's pricey.
I have to admit, I didn't pay for that. I won this trip.
Wow.
And for the proverbial giggles through Facebook, and I'm at work. Next minute, my phone starts ringing, and I'm thinking, I don't know this number, but I better answer it anyway because there's a potential for it to be this mob, and it turned out it was. So anyway, we went through it all. I was in the middle of a bloody meeting, so I had to go outside. We were in the middle of a very important meeting, so went outside and had a chat. And I said, look, I'm at work. Can you email me through the information that you've just told me to the email address you have in front of you? And she said, yep. Got home. I got home and I said to Mum, I'm off to Sydney on the 4th of December. 4th of December? What's the date on the Friday one? No, there's no dates on them. So yeah, access to a corporate suite at the racetrack.
That's fun, yeah.
All of these are, they could have just given me card, but no, they had to give me all the same lanyard for the entire 3. rather than me detaching each card for. But these are the memories I've got of that trip. It's actually 10 years ago this December actually. Would you believe? And then which one was it? That one there. VIP concert ticket to this particular singer. He's an Indigenous country singer from Australia.
Okay, cool.
Lives up at Grafton. This one here was a truck show in Brisbane. It's a truck show in Brisbane. I'll flip it around the right way.
Brizzy. Come on, you guys are supposed to call it Brizzy.
Yeah, and then this one was a bus and coach expo in Sydney.
Cool.
When I registered for this one, they actually had a dedicated radio button you could select if you were a bus enthusiast.
Cool.
And then,
Joe, just to let you, like, what are you presenting on? Are you on a computer, a laptop, desktop?
My phone.
Oh, you're on a phone. Oh, okay.
My iPhone, as usual.
Yeah, because your audio's still weird.
A bit patchy.
Yeah.
Can you hear me there now?
Yep.
I haven't got me.
No, it's in and out. It's in and out. So that's what I find with these earbuds and stuff. That's what happens. Is they're not the greatest. So that's why I was saying you need something.
Like a microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My latest pet collection.
I want some of that because you're a nav geek. I'm a nav geek too. And it would have been a dream come true for me to go to fly on a Queen of the Skies. That would have been. So I know what that is. I've seen them out there.
This one here has a little bit of significance why I bought this one. This one was nicknamed. This was back when Qantas nicknamed their aircraft after towns. Towns and cities on the network.
Yeah.
This particular one, when I jumped on the plane tags on their website to order it, I found this one. I thought I've got to have this because I will never fly on this type ever. Now that they're all retired, so I thought I'll grab this one.
What model was that from?
The 747-400.
400, I see. Yeah, the 400. Okay.
Which is this particular one was Oscar Juliet November.
Yeah.
Nicknamed the city of Dubbo.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, now I understand the significance. Yeah, okay.
One there, and then I've got these three bloody pricey little buggers. These three. This is a full set. This was Oscar Juliet Papa, which was the city of Albury.
Wow.
$335. But I don't mind because, as I said, now,
Joe, I want to clarify here.
Yeah.
Those are made with the actual
proper
air skins from the planes.
The skin from the aircraft. Yep.
Yes. I don't have any of those, but I would love.
They're worth it. Which one was it that I saw? This gold one from Oscar Juliet Papa has all the red through it.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a really, really good one. When they took the gold section, I don't know where that's actually from on a Qantas plane, but I know the white could be from the forward fuselage.
Yeah, of course it could.
And the red's always from the tail towards the tail end.
Tail, yeah. My very first time I ever seen a A380. Now that's a 747, but the A380, it was a Qantas A380 in Los Angeles. It was there was three of them.
Well, they've retired one, and these guys are actually going to be cutting one of the retired aircraft up. The original 380s up.
But it was always a dream for me to be able to go on a 747. I never got to go, but I still hear that there's still some airlines that are using the 7. Yeah. So my first 747 I ever saw was Korean Air. It was in Vancouver.
I tell you what, I've actually got. My first ever Boeing experience was a 737-8FE with Virgin.
You're a little younger than me, Joe, because my very first, and I can't even remember the name of the plane. My very first flight was in 1980. And it was
5 years before I was born.
Yeah, and so it was a Air Canada. It was the 2-in-1. Was it a DC-9? I might have been a DC-9. I don't remember. Obviously, I don't remember. Like, these are like adult memories. I remember going on a plane, going on this trip, and I remember it had the 2 on the side and the 1 up top. So I looked in the future, like, a few years ago. Okay, well, what plane would that have been? And so I looked, and I think it came up DC-9 or another one, which was a smaller. Because from where I was flying to Montreal, it was like a regional airline, smaller version of the 3 things.
That would be, from what I'm thinking, that actually would have been a DC-10.
Well, no, bigger. I was on a DC-10, actually. I was on a DC-10, and that was a military plane, actually.
So I'm thinking it would be similar to the L-1011, the Lockheed L-1011 TriStar.
It was a Lockheed. I think it was a Lockheed.
Yeah, it would have been, from what you're saying, it would have been a TriStar, based on what you're saying, with the 2 engines on the wings, and then the.
Well, yeah, the two on the side at the back at the tail.
Yep.
And then
the
third.
I think it might be
it
an
was a
L-1011
small
TriStar.
version, not like a DC-10. Holy geez, DC-10s were huge.
No, tell you now, some of the 737-3H4s are getting retired.
Yeah,
they're getting turned into large air tankers.
Those are my favorite plane of all time. And in the commercial world, well, the Queen of the Skies was my all-time, which I've never been on. But the favorite plane I've been on was the 737. I think it was the first one was the 300-300.
I think they did a 200-200 as well. But I can't
think,
be sure.
Yeah, no, I think because I watch another channel, an airline channel, and I think they said they just retired the last one.
Yes, I know. Over in California, where they're having the big wildfires at the moment.
Yeah. Well, we're having big wildfires here too.
November 138 Charlie Golf will be one of the aircraft on the fires there.
It sounds like you have you remember all these little details that I don't remember.
It's because that particular aircraft, November 138 Charlie Golf, is actually owned by the New South Wales Rural Fire Service.
Oh, okay.
We
have where I am in British Columbia, it's really bad for forest fires. We just lost a town. Mike, you might have heard of it. Jasper National Park. Have you heard Banff National Park? It's in the Canadian Rocky Mountains.
Okay.
So we just lost 50% of one of our major things to a forest fire a couple days ago. Really sad. I spent 2 summers. We talked about this. You spent time at a resorts before, right? Or Mike,
I worked Yellowstone.
Yeah. So I worked a couple summers in Jasper National Park, and so I have a very, very, very attachment to this place. And yeah, it just burnt. Yeah. Michael Ann flew on a 747 on Ward. Oh my God, Ward Air. Yes, back in '81. Yeah. That had the upper deck.
Somebody's on there, right?
Yeah. Go up to Kopeck during the flight. Cool experience. You know what? Yes, I actually remember back then. I was on a special trip back in '80 when I took my first flight, and yes, I got to see the cockpit and everything. Back when they allowed you into the cockpit.
Yep. Oh, come on in.
Yeah, come on in. You know what? Here. Hold the yoke. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You don't get anywhere near that place anymore. Although I just found out a couple weeks ago, I was talking on TikTok. Air Canada was showing something about their wings, and I remember when I was a kid, and this was a thing. My biological father was a pilot, man, so I've been a nav geek all my life. And when I went on this trip in 1980. I remember they gave me these gold pair of wings, man, and I wanted a pair. And so they said, well, you're going to have to talk to one of the pilots the next time I'm there. I'm flying in September. I've seen the cockpit of the BA Jetstream.
Yeah, I've seen the Jetstream. I've actually seen the cockpit operating on a Jetstream 3200.
Wow. Good for you.
From the cabin.
The closest I get. Go ahead.
where I was sitting, actually right at the front bulkhead. I could creep my neck over past the bulkhead and see straight into the cockpit, because I don't think the Jetstream 3200 series have doors on their cockpits.
Yeah.
Because I think, hang on, let me have a look, because the airline I flew with is an airline called Fly Pelican, and they've got 4 of them. So
isn't that the airline that flies through the outback, like all the way from north? No,
that's another one which I don't know of. We used to have direct flights out of where I live to Newcastle. And now you from wheels up to wheels back on the tarmac.
Well, I know you watch what's his name?
Noel Phillips.
And he did a trip all the way, and that looked like a really great trip. Actually, that looked like.
I wouldn't be able to do non-stop flying. I love the one he did. I love the one he did through the lower 48 of the US. So that looked like fun.
You couldn't do that route? Oh, I could. Well, maybe because you're from Australia.
I couldn't do it though. But see, the littlest airport that he went into here in Australia, it's got nothing. It serves 18 flights a day, and it has no facilities. It has no facilities to refuel aircraft. It has no facilities for the patrons. I'm like, what the hell did you just fly in there for then?
That just brought me to a thought, Joe. I think it was you that we were talking about. So here in Powell River, where we have the Beechcraft 1900Ds and 1900Cs. And then we also have the what do you call it? The one you were talking about.
The King Air 200s.
No.
The
prop planes.
Dash 8s.
No, small. These are smaller. 20 seaters.
Yeah, the we mentioned here, the 32s.
No, Pacific Coastal Airlines. It is. Let me see their planes. It is. No, I need to see their planes. Destinations Cargo Charter. Let's go. Oh, there it is. It is. All right. Why can't I see I want to know their planes. I had it up here before.
See, we've got with our regional fleet for QantasLink.
Yeah. They've
got the Dash 8s, the 100, 200, 300, and 400 series in the Dash 8s.
Yeah, I've been on those.
They're my preferred plane if I'm flying anywhere. The 400s.
Yeah.
We've got the smallest, the small jets, the 717-200 Boeings, which are being retired.
Yeah.
They've just taken delivery of 4 Airbus A220-300s.
Okay.
Which is what they're replacing with the 717s with.
Yeah.
The ERJ190 Embraers.
Yes, I've been on that.
I've been on one of them, but it was with Virgin, with Velocity, as we call them here. Or we call it.
There it is.
Velocity, as they call themselves.
Saab 340A and the Saab 340B.
That's them. So again, there's 2 airlines that only fly that type.
Yeah.
Regional Express and Link Airways.
Yeah, and then we got Beechcraft 1900Ds and 1900Cs.
They're beautiful. I'd love to fly on those 2.
Yeah.
But I will preface this by I do not want to fly on a Beechcraft King Air 200.
King Airs, those are nice. Small, but nice.
No, there is a reason. Flying Doctor Service Southeastern section use them as medevac aircraft.
Okay, yes, that's what they use here. That's what they're using. Actually, I think about a month ago they announced that they're replacing the King Airs as medevacs here. So here in town, like we have a big hospital, but it can only do so much. So then they have to fly everybody into Vancouver, which is only a half an hour flight away. Yeah. And that's what they use. They use the King Airs.
Well, we actually have that many different medevac services. We've got one that uses the Leonardo AW139s, the former Augusta Westland AW139
Don't know that one.
helicopters.
Oh, okay.
They're helicopters. So it's run by Toll Group on behalf of New South Wales Ambulance.
Yeah.
Then you've got the Flying Doctors, they run a very comprehensive fleet of about 3 or 4 different types. So they're predominantly all King Airs, but they do have latest PC-12s and the new latest PC-24s.
Those are
the
nice.
jets.
Yeah.
Well, I think they've got 4 of them over in Western Australia.
Oh, wow.
They're running 4 of them over in Western Australia. New South Wales Ambulance runs 2 of them here in New South Wales. The PC-24, what they call the Medijet 24s.
Yeah.
And you've got over in the Western section for Western Australia as well. The Royal Flying Doctor Service has one. I think it's a Leonardo AW139 as well. Think of it.
So
under contract to Fortescue with Fortescue Metals Group. So they're running that. Then you've got Careflight, which they run a mixed fleet. They do fixed wing and helicopters.
Yes. Yeah.
But their predominant mainstay is the Kawasaki BK117, which is actually the Japanese-built version of the 105. So
just a second. I'm trying to bring up what kind of helicopter we use. Helijet, that's what it is. Helijet. And what it is Sikorsky S-76.
Very similar in build to the AW139, which we use down here. We do use the S-76s, but they're not predominantly for medevac. They do them with piloting.
Yeah.
So
we also have Powell River helicopter Ocean View helicopters is what it's called. It is. What do they have? They have. What do they use? They use. The gang's all here. No. What's the help? I want to know the helicopter. Oh, here it is. Maintenance MD 500 series, MD 520N, MD 600N, and Bell 206 series.
So the 206 series, it covers 2 separate versions: the 206B and the 206L.
Yeah.
So the 206B is the Jet Ranger. The 206L, which you will identify, the 206L is another window between the 2 sets of doors. There's a row of seats near those windows. That's the Long Ranger.
Yeah. So for us, okay, go ahead.
So basically, the Long Ranger is the lengthened front form of the Jet Ranger.
So this
all right, mate.
Ocean View helicopters, Joe. It is Ocean View helicopter performs a wide variety of operations using the specialized equipment necessary for each of these applications. From forestry and mining to utility power line operations, we have the aircraft and experience to successfully complete a wide variety of tasks. So that's not our emergency services. It is this is a local helicopter service here in Powell River. Actually, my last nurse practitioner, her husband flew for them. My father-in-law, he actually worked for the forestry service here. He's retired now, but yeah, they used to fly out back in the helicopters here. So, Mike says
internet issues.
I understand, Mike.
Except I fly with a mob corps. I've actually got a friend who runs his own business. It's called Limitless Helicopters. He used to run it. He used to be in a partnership with another guy, but the partnership went sour, and he started out on his own. He used to fly a Robinson R44 Raven 2.
I like those. I know what you're talking about, the Robinson. Yeah.
Well, the difference between the helicopter he used to fly and the helicopter he flies now, which is a Raven 1, is the engine. Basically, the engine in the Raven 1 is carbureted, whereas in the Raven 2, it's actually fuel injected.
You know, I really find it very sad that helicopter flight is very expensive. I find it very sad. I'm not talking why it is. That's not because there is a reason why, but I'm just sad that it does.
Well, a lot of it's operational costs.
But it's also the maintenance cost because they have to do a much more. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's still under operational. I call that maintenance fuel.
You know, it
That's
seems
all
much
operational.
more simpler to go for a ride in a helicopter than as an airplane. But no, there's a lot of things. And Joe, where I live in the mountains and ocean. It's like glacials in behind my house here, like 50 kilometers behind me. It's all mountains, all glacial, snow-capped mountains.
Oh, cold.
And
Cold.
they do have a helicopter tour over on the island, but I think it's like $400 for like an hour. Like it's just not affordable to be able to take out $400 to go for an hour ride in a helicopter. Yes, it's a beautiful and amazing, but
well, yeah, no, I've been fortunate. I've got, as I said, I've got a friend who's yeah, no, been fortunate. As I said, I've got a friend who runs his own business, and it was 11 years since I last saw him, and we had a car show last year, and I'm thinking, so I saw helicopter joy flights, and I'm thinking, is it going to be who I'm thinking it is, or is it going to be something else? I get into the venue, and I go around, I see the sign, my jaw drops. My jaw dropped. The minute I saw the phone number, I knew the phone number. My jaw just went.
Yeah.
And I'm like, going through my mind, I haven't seen these guys for so long. So yeah, but it's fun.
I'm gonna, not right now, Joe, but before I leave, I'm gonna find this. Stay tuned. I'll share a video with you with a helicopter flight that's directly behind where I live here. I want you to see it because I know you like helicopters. Wait till you see this video. It is breathtaking. The views and everything you've seen behind me.
They are.
Oh.
And I remember the first time I flew with this gentleman that I'm talking about.
Yep.
Company Limitless Helicopters Orange. It was the first time I'd ever flown in an R-44. And I was the first person to go up because they hadn't had the helicopter in the air.
Wow.
I was the guinea pig to make sure.
Yeah.
So we lifted off. We lifted off. We went up. Anyway, I'm looking out, and I said to my friend, "Do you mind if we just go to the north?" He said, "We may run into some cross traffic," which we did. We pulled back and let the cross traffic go, which was a turboprop off our 9 o'clock. So I said, right, straight out there, and we'll do a flyover and come back along the river. We followed the river back. Anyway, it was over my work. I got a few good shots back then, and it was amazing. So, oh, nice. Yeah, no, and then when I was heading over to Newcastle the first time in 2019, we get a large air tanker from Conair Area Firefighting over in Abbotsford. It comes in every year. They come in.
Abbotsford. You said Abbotsford.
Abbotsford.
Abbotsford, Australia?
No, Abbotsford, BC.
Really? It's funny that you talk about Canada like this. It's like, yeah, Abbotsford. I know Abbotsford. That's why I'm reacting that way.
Well, I picked it up, and I actually, the first time that plane came here, I actually got a photo of it. Was it
Nice.
its first or second deployment? Actually, you'd think I'd be standing next to the aircraft on the ground outside the terminal. There was a pane of glass between me and that aircraft. And I'm like, yeah.
So
you wouldn't believe it. Go ahead.
You were talking about Abbotsford. They have an air show there every year, every August. And I've been to it before, and we were supposed to go last year. I had the tickets and everything, but we had to cancel at the last minute due to some unfortunate situations. But we had the tickets and everything, and I was so sad we were supposed to go. But the first time I went to it, my number one airplane of all airplanes, besides the Cessna 172, my favorite military plane was the C-130 Hercules. And I have me sitting in the cockpit, picture of me sitting in the cockpit. And that's like, that'll be a dream come true if I can get on one of those. Like, I don't care. Just, I'll sit in the back. I don't have to sit in the cockpit. I'll sit in the back. Just take me for a flight in a C-130 Hercules, man. Like, oh,
My dream is actually to do a warbird flight.
oh wow. Which
A
one?
Nanchang. Actually, there's a local guy here in town that has a Nanchang CJ6A Chinese Army fighter plane, or over to a place over in the Hunter Valley called Pays Aviation.
Okay.
I'll tell you the story, the history behind that company in a moment. In a Boeing Stearman 75 biplane.
Oh, okay.
That is a dream, that one.
Biplane. Nice.
So Pays Aviation was started by a gentleman by the name of Colin Pay, who I actually had personally met.
Yeah.
There's a long story in that too. So he started that company. He started the company, but he was restoring old warbirds for civil flight. Colin Pay sadly passed away in an accident at Lake Liddell near Scone. He was testing some experimental skis on one of his water bombers.
Yeah.
And one of them was actually, it was determined that one of them was a bit lower than the other, and the one that was lowest clipped the water and flipped the plane over, and it sunk. He didn't make it, but he was born in Narromine, which is a place near me. He did a lot of he did military training through the elementary flight training school that was at Narromine for the Australian Army. And very well respected, still is very well respected to this day. I actually remember the aircraft he had at this particular air show in Narromine in 1997 was a Spitfire, Mark 8 Spitfire.
Yeah.
With the big supercharged V12.
Yeah, I love the sound of those.
Hotel Echo Tango was the tail number. It's actually down at an aviation museum at a little place called Temora.
Wow.
And when I went down there in 2011, I actually it was on my bucket list to go and see it. So when friends of mine said they were doing a little trip down there, I thought I'll join it. Wasn't many people, so they took a smaller bus. We went down and had a good day out. Fantastic museum, well set up. They do a lot of they're more the World War II, Korean and Vietnam era. Then when you go, there's a place that I don't know whether you you won't know of it. It's on the grounds of Williamtown Air Force Base at near Newcastle, and it's called Fighter World. They do the jet era.
Oh, nice.
More so the jets. So like things like the F-111, we had a license built version.
That's the Vietnam era. That's when the jet engines started to come into play.
Yeah, so it was borderline. So Vietnam, the like early jets, like we actually had a company in Australia build license built versions of the F-86 Sabre. North American F-86 Sabre, but we called it a different model. It was called the CA-27 Avon Sabre because it had the Rolls-Royce Avon jet engine.
Mm-hmm.
And so they built it here in Australia with a wider fuselage to fit that engine, the more powerful Avon engine. What else was there? There was the FA-18. They had an FA-18, I believe, and the F-111's actually got its wings folded up to fit it inside the...
Oh, kind of like the Tomcat.
Yeah. But that's really my favourite. If I was to have a favourite fighter jet, it'd be the F-111.
Yeah, that's an old timer.
In my opinion.
That's an old timer.
This one. Now, as I said, there was a flying day. The boys from the Air Force Base decided to put a flying day on for the F-35 Lightning IIs. God, those things are loud.
Yeah, they are. I think they had one during the Abbotsford Air Show, I think.
You know, these are they were just putting a show on for everyone to spectate from a distance. Most people use the Fighter World obs deck.
Yeah.
But the brainy people like myself decided to wait at the end of the runway because we were right on the approach end of the main runway at Newcastle Airport, RAF Base Williamtown. So we had all the PAPI equipment behind us, the precision, the precision approach equipment behind us, and it's like, nah, you're not. You're kidding me. You're going to come in, buzz us as you come in, and they did. You could just feel them, just the wind just go over your hair when they went over. But that was fun. It just coincided. I thought, actually, it was interesting. I got off the bus at the at Newcastle Airport and walked around. Made it easier because the bus stops at the airport. It doesn't actually stop out the back near the runway. Or, sorry, it did actually. I tell a lie. It stopped just before the roundabout there. Anyway, I went and had a look. I got my fighter jet fix, as you do. And so I was, where was I staying? Was I staying in Newcastle or was I staying in Port Stephens? I'm just trying to think. No, I was staying in Newcastle for the early part of that trip. Anyway, so I went out and I stayed out at I did my live. If you want to go and watch the replay, we're talking about the travel last night. So I'll share that with you for sure. Talking about travel with disabilities and mental illness. I had a whole list of notes to talk about. I always, if I'm going to do something like that, I try and prepare my
I always suck at, as I was saying earlier, Joe, I suck at writing notes. and sadly, I had things that I can print. I have a printer here, but it's not working. So I know I need structure, but anyway.
Same here. But what I do is I try and prepare these next two lives.
Hi, John and Nancy. It is 1:26 p.m. here. And what time is it there, Joe?
It is now 6:26 a.m. Sunday morning.
Yeah, in the future.
It's all good. No, it's a bit cold, and so where are you guys, John and Nancy?
John and Nancy, they're on the east coast of America. They're in a place called New Hampshire.
Oh, you're there over Jimmy's side.
Yes, Jimmy. Yeah, the astute tourist. They're actually not too far from Jimmy, from what I understand.
Now I understand.
So I'm a moderator for John and Nancy in their channel. They have a travel channel as well.
Nice.
Gotta go check out John and Nancy, Joe.
I will when I get off here. I'll look them up for sure.
Yeah.
No,
I met them on our cruise in 2022. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm starting to get a trip planned at the moment. I'm going up to
going to the city, the big city.
No, I'm going actually off the coast of Queensland. To a little place called Moreton Island for my birthday next year.
For some reason, I've heard of Moreton Island. What's that? What's special about that?
It's one of the islands off the coast of Brisbane where you can feed. It's the only place in Queensland you can feed wild dolphins. I think I talked about it the other week.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I may have talked about it the other week.
And there's a picture of you with your dolphin there.
Yeah, that one's Coffs Harbour.
That's the gift that I gave my wife when we got married in Mexico. That's the gift that I gave my wife for her wedding. Is she get to swim with the dolphins?
Oh, nice. No, that one was my. Which birthday was that? I'll just check that one. There. That one was my birthday 10 years ago, almost.
Yeah.
So when I turned 30, that one.
So you like dolphins? Do you?
The only animals that keep me calm.
That is so nice, man. Well, how can you not be calm around somebody that's got a permanent smile on?
Oh yeah, and animals are just this. Mike said he used to be in New Hampshire. Yeah, no, animals that adjust to you. Dolphins can sense that if you're nervous, and they'll adjust their approach.
Yep.
I'll just wait for you to. Larry's lost something.
I'm looking for what keeps me calm here. Where'd it go? Where did she go? My little.
I've got something that'll keep me calm if I pull the stickers off and put them back all together.
Mine. Oh, Rubik's Cube. Mine is koala. They're my spirit animal.
Yeah, I saw that the other week. You did the other time I was on.
Koala. I cried for days. There's a penguin.
No, remember the kookaburra, my emotional support.
Oh, sorry, yeah, the kookaburra. Kookaburra sits in the oak tree, eating all the berries he can see.
This one, there's a story. One of my neighbours, one of my former neighbours, her daughter made this.
Oh, nice.
By hand. She sent me this. This was her first one.
I'm going to get going here shortly because
Anyway, mate, I'll leave you with. I'm going to get going anyway.
Yet. I'm not done yet. We have one more conversation to get into here. Okay, Dubbo. How far away is Dubbo from Lightning Ridge?
It's about 4 hours.
So you're not far.
About 4 hours. Well, you got to go through a gazillion towns to get there.
Oh goodness!
So hang on.
I'm talking about flying.
To charter a plane.
You would have to charter. There's no.
No, there's no regular. Regular.
Because I know Lightning Ridge is a small town. I'm assuming.
It is, and it gets bloody hot in summer. That's why it's so small.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the hot part. I'm, as you know, I'm very obsessed with black opal right now. Australian black opal, not black opal. Australian black opal, and the opal from Lightning Ridge. Okay.
Flying.
I'm just curious because I would love to go through the mines there. That would be so cool just to walk around and have a black light with me and shine it on the wall and see a little piece of opal. That would be so freaking cool.
Okay, there is a direct flight. It turns out.
Oh wow!
It turns out there is a direct
small
flight.
Little.
It is actually a. Not a Cessna. They run Pipers.
Caravan? Is it a caravan?
No, they run Pipers.
Oh, Pipers. Okay. Yeah.
They run.
They still small.
Okay, so just let me see. It's less than 2 hours.
Oh wow! Okay.
5 minutes. That's linking. If you're going straight through. I didn't know I forgot they had a direct flight to Lightning Ridge.
So next question is: let's just say I want to go visit you in Dubbo and then go to Lightning Ridge. So where would I fly into? Would it be Melbourne or?
It'd be Dubbo. You could fly into Sydney.
Like I'm talking coming from over here, I would fly into Sydney, right? Yeah.
Sydney first. Then you get on another plane, fly into Dubbo. But
it's not like I'm coming to visit you specifically.
Hypothetically.
So Sydney would be the place to go, which is the most common place to go visit in Australia. Again, Mike or Joe, this black opal, man, I'm obsessed. But you know what I'm obsessed with? I want just the small little garbage that they throw away. With
the leftover potch.
The leftover potch with some color. Do you know what I mean? Like I want to have some color in it, obviously.
Where are we?
But I want to make jewelry. I really do. I want to make jewelry. I've already done all the research. But I don't want to be like everybody else that wants that nice, polishedly shined opal where you're spending $20,000 on it. But if you can help me find like a parcel of rub or potch, hey, I'll pay for it.
So I'm just quickly having a look at the airline. It's a company called Airlink Airways. Airlink Airlines.
Oh, I heard of Airlink. Yep.
They're based in Dubbo.
I've heard of Airlink. Yeah, Airlink.
They're based here in Dubbo. Their head office is here. Out at 50 years this year. 50 years. Airlinkairlines.com.au. They're actually based here out of Dubbo. Have been for 50 years.
Yep. Sydney.
So they do fly. They've actually got an aeromedical division. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 jets.
Yep.
1 turboprop. 3, 4, and 5 piston.
Oh wow!
So they're all up. They've got 6, 9, 12, 13 different aircraft.
So I want to share something with you, Joe, so you can see here. Go ahead.
Yes. So three of those, they've got six Citation Mustangs. Three of those are actually set up for aeromedical.
Okay, cool. I want you to see this. See, I want stuff like that. Oh, not that.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that I want. I want it's got to be Australian, Lightning Ridge, Cooper PD, but that style of opal. I don't want it to be nice and shiny where you're spending $10,000 for a carat. This stuff, this is all I want. Like with a little bit of color.
The leftovers.
The leftovers, yeah. That's what.
So basically, that's the leftovers from when they process it.
Yeah.
No, so I'm just reading up something here. I'm just having a look at the mainstay of Airlink's fleet is the Piper Chieftain, PA-31, or the PA-31.
Yeah, I'm on their website. Or no, that's Flight Network. I thought it was on their
Yeah,
website.
no, Flight Network. No, they're actually all interesting.
No, I'm on their links website right now.
Yeah, no, I've actually gone into their fleet. So they've got ranges based on the number of passengers.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
In their aircraft information over on the. I've just got to have a look at something too. While I think of it, I just want to price something before I get into booking this trip. We've been on for what, 2.5 hours? Jesus crikey!
Yeah, I got to get going too because
anyway, mate.
I need to get something to eat. I'm starving and I have diabetes, and this is not good going
long without something.
It's awesome hanging out with you, Joe. Thank you so
you too,
much,
mate.
man.
You stay safe, and we'll talk again next week.
I hope you have a great, wonderful day, and I really hope that you hanging out here helps you have a better day. And the same with everybody else in the chat. I hope us hanging out will help you have a great day, and I appreciate you guys showing up. I'm going to go through my outro stuff as I always do.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, have a good one, Joe. Do any of you have any questions or comments about today's topic? Please share them in the chat, or just put them in the chat. Cognitive Nomad encourages everyone to consider seeking out therapy and counseling if you need support. It's very important that you guys, if you're struggling with life, to go seek some help with others, with outside yourself. Now, we're not talking family and friends. Like, yes, there's the support that will help you, but I'm talking professionally. We all have a lot of struggles happening in our life sometimes, and we can't fix them, because if we could, we would fix them and we have a great life. But, unfortunately, some people, including myself, have struggles, and I don't know how to fix the answer. So I seek out professional help. And that's what I'm trying to encourage here on this channel is, if you're struggling with life, just please consider going out and seeking therapy. Please consider sharing out this live feed to everybody else so we can spread awareness. And again, it's important that we spread awareness about everything about mental health. Everybody likes to share it and sweep it under the rug and don't want to talk about mental health and stuff. But I personally think it's important that we do talk about it. If you don't want to come up here live and talk about it, or you just want to listen, that's okay. You can sit in the background, just listen. I just hope that, any of the information that we share on this channel, that you will get some kind of benefit out of it. So we go live every Saturday with the Cognitive Nomad Show at 2 p.m. Eastern or 11 a.m. Pacific. We want to thank you all for your love and support. We appreciate you all. Larry and Ananda from Cognitive Nomad. If you get any value out of what we are sharing here today, please consider giving us a thumbs up. This triggers the algorithm to share our content to a larger audience, and it is greatly appreciated. And so, I also wanted to say, can you guys, share us out to anyone that you would think that would benefit from the channel. Right now, we're at 30-something subscribers right now and growing. And so I have lots of plans for this channel, lots of things to talk about, lots of support, lots of open panels so you can come up and talk about stuff that you want to talk about. So, if you could share this out to others, that would be greatly appreciated. And again, thank you for joining us today. And until next time, remember, you're not alone, guys. There's people out there that do care about you. So if you're struggling and you want somebody's support, come hang out with us. So I'm going to have my outro. So good day, everyone. And hopefully we'll see you next Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern or 11 p.m. Pacific. Or finally, I'm having trivia on my Plump Travelers channel on Monday night. And it's going to be, I'm trying to remember. Wow, I'm lost on, Egypt. Traveling Egypt, guys. So if you want to learn a lot about Egypt, come hang out on Monday night at 7 p.m. Pacific or 10 p.m. Eastern on Monday nights for Plump Travelers travel trivia. Anyway, so long, everyone. Have a great day.
In the quiet of the night when the world feels far away, thoughts of racing, hearts of pacing, it's hard to find a way. Behind every smile, there's a story untold. Battles fought in silence, courage strong and bold. But no, you're not alone, there's a hand to hold. We're all cognitive nomads, wandering this path, facing shadows, breaking barriers, finding strength we never had. Reach out, don't hide away, there's love to be shown. In this journey we are meant